It's fine though. Yeah, so gift to the active Ursaluna here. Losing Ursaluna is also not great in this matchup. Ursaluna's a pretty good late game attacker in this matchup. Yeah, and there's the gift to the active, and over to Jake. Jake top decks a Nest Ball. That's a pretty big one, actually, because the hand for Jake was pretty bad. But now we can go get... Oh, I have the Squawk ability. I was going to say we could go get Radiant Greninja here. Let's take a look as Jake goes through the list. What kind of build is it? Saw a Bravery Charm. Nothing too crazy. Bravery Charms, Briar, and Iono. Okay. Goes for the Squawk ability. I was going to say, now this could be better. I was going to say Radiant Greninja. We do have Sada in hand and a couple energy. Goes for the Squawk ability instead. Our hand isn't not that greatly geared towards a one-hit KO. Now I almost wonder if we should switch card into the Squawk ability and motivate, to be honest. I would have hated to see switch card into Squawk ability and go for a motivate. Leaving Squawk ability in the active is kind of mid, but like there's no chops in the discard pile, so I don't know how scared we are. And the draw from Jake there is also pretty mid. See, I don't know. I would have liked to just maybe seen the Sada happen. Like, just play the Sada, build up an energy on the active, draw more cards through that. Then if we draw into an out to Squawk ability and we need to go with Squawk ability, we can go get that as well. And like I said, I almost like the idea kind of switch carding into... We kind of have to go for... Are we going for... Or maybe just going for a Roar here as Jake. Or we could Prime Catcher the Lugia and then motivate, but Prime Catching the Lugia for Consta does not seem good here. So I think it's got to be a Roar. It's going to be Accelerate 1 to an Ogre Pawn and then attach Lightning Active and Roar. Dude, why is the stream is literally like skipping every... Double Bravery Charm is nice though. Lightning Active. And then we do need to use Burst Roar. So where should the Bravery Charms go? Goes to the active. We could have put it on... We could actually just discard this Ogre Pawn here as Jake. I think I would discard it. Benching it only creates another liability on the bench, which is like defeats the purpose of... There's the Burst Roar. We lose the Prime Catcher here, which is not great, which almost like defeats the purpose of that Bravery Charm on the other Ogre Pawn. And I'm gonna check the... It looks great. It looks fine, but it skips every like 10 seconds. There's like a skip. All right, Meza goes to top. Yeah, see, there's a skip right there. Meza goes to top deck here from Consta. Tails on it. You have the jet, though. I would like to see this Lugia get jetted up here. I think Read the Wind is probably going to be an important option to get these chops in the discard pile. We'll get another Lugia V off this research. It's pretty likely. Consta's stressing it a little bit here, but I think we should definitely just jet this thing up. Like, I don't think it's a question, to be honest, here on Consta's side. He was definitely stressing it, but I think we have to just do this. We're going to get another Lugia V here. We just have to not be scared of that. I think it's a you thing. That doesn't seem possible because you guys are seeing what I see. And there we go. There's the Ultra Ball. The hand is a little awkward. We have Ultra Ball. Here is Consta. We can get rid of Archeops and Iron Hands and then just go get another Lugia V, but then we don't get to Read the Wind away in Archeops, unfortunately, for Consta. The Twitch stream isn't lagging for me, it's just yours. No, the YouTube. Oh, I'm on YouTube right now. No, I mean when I'm on the stream, it's not skipping. Okay. Why would it be skipping for me then? Why is it skipping for me? It's so weird. Maybe I just need to be like 5 seconds in the past. And then maybe it'll stop skipping. It might be because I'm just like playing too close to the player. Yeah, I might just need to create a buffer. That's true. All right, yeah, I just created a buffer. It seems fine now. Yeah, so I like this. This is the exact discard I was going to say here that I like from was get rid of the Iron Hand. It's unlikely to be too impactful. Yeah, it seems good now. And we can go get... We need to get another Lugia V here, though. We would like to grab Archeops, but that's like terrible. We can't do that. Consta needs to get a Lugia V here. And there is one in the deck. There it is. Are you on one-time speed? I am, yeah. Oh, I was thinking about Minchi. No. We got to get Lugia V here, right? Am I tripping? If Jake knocks out our active, we can't even attack with Ursaluna. Dude, what is Consta cooking here? This is not even a question. You have to get Lugia V here. Our active will die. Dude, what is going on? Maybe he plays Thornton. Okay, that could be it. Is there a Thornton in there? Dude, what? Okay, the one thing I can think here is that if we don't do this... Oh, what? Solo Chops Gaming? Oh, okay, I didn't expect this. This is not what I thought we were doing here. I didn't know we were solo chopping it up. Okay, I didn't even think about this line here from Consta. I thought we were just going to go, okay, Ultra Ball for a Lugia V, and then read the wind on something. I don't like this, though. I don't think I like that. It's okay. Is Consta going to bump the stadium? Does bump the stadium. Okay. So 200 damage to the active. This doesn't feel great. What if, like, I don't know, Jake has so many plays. I guess the prime catcher's gone, but catchers and bosses... Like, here is Jake. Do you just KO Archeops? I feel like you just go KO Archeops, right? Yeah, solo chopping it up here feels pretty bad. I think I like the Read the Wind play better. Yeah, I think I like... Ooh, another Bravery Charm here for Jake. So it's playing a pretty heavy Bravery Charm count. This almost looks like exactly like Xander's list, to be honest. I have no idea what Jake's doing. You don't have Radiant Greninja. Okay. we all realize no Radiant Greninja. Just KO Chops. KO Chops seems good. There's the Greninja. Yeah, concealed cards seems... I think this seems fine to use concealed cards. Iron Hands is gone now, so there's no... There's a vacuum as well. Yeah, Iron Hands is gone, so there's no threat of, like, KO Greninja with Lugia and then KO Squawkabilly for 3 with Iron Hands. Here comes a Pokestop. Might go ahead and hit that, try and find another Raging Bolt. Getting rid of Ogerpon is fine. Getting rid of Lightning is fine. Finds an Ultra Ball. So this could lead to another Raging Bolt. Gonna give up the Vacuum. And how good is the Switch card here? Could probably give up the Switch card, I think. Don't give up the Stretcher. Chill. Gosh. Switch card, I question how good that is, though. We could have maybe given up the Switch card to keep the energy, to be honest. This is honestly a situation where Jake probably wants to set up the Sandy Shocks as well. So I actually wonder if we should have got Sandy Shocks there instead to answer the Chinchino when it makes its way to the active, potentially. K1 Archeops here as Jake, I think is the correct play. If we can get Boss or Catcher Heads. We can't get Boss because we have Sada now. I think KO the Lone Chops is probably the play here from Jake because it completely removes the threat of the rat basically ever mattering. Prime Catcher's gone, so would need to get a... There's the Boss a little bit late. Still could get a Catcher, though. So if Jake plays Catcher... Another Sada. So we've expended all of our resources here, I think. We could still attach for turn, but we maybe just want to save that for Ogerpon cycling. That grass energy instead of using it this turn. Could switch into the benched Raging Bolt, actually. Could switch card into the bench Raging Bolt here from Jake. So that way there's not... The active doesn't get KO'd by... I guess the bench won't get KO'd by Ursaluna, though. Active wouldn't get KO'd by Chinchino. What are we trying to play around more here, though, as Jake? I actually think I don't like this play as Jake. I think you'd want to force the Ursaluna into the damaged... it doesn't matter. This is actually like going back to beginning of Jake's turn, though. Jake like immediately attached that second Bravery Charm to the second Ogerpon, but that Bravery Charm definitely should have been put on the active here from Jake. So Jake definitely needed to like cycle the turn. Jake needed to cycle the turn before attaching that Bravery Charm, but I think pretty sure at the beginning of Jake's turn, you could even go back to it real fast here. Yeah, Jake, to begin the turn, Jake attached a Bravery Charm to the Ogerpon, and now we definitely wish that Bravery Charm was on our active Raging Bolt, so definitely a mistake there from Jake. All right, let's see what Consta can do with the solo chops here. Got some energy. Ultra Ball, Great Ball also available here to Consta. The Ursaluna can KO the active here, so I can see how Consta can get 4 prize cards. Let me see. Well, I guess we could put the Legacy on the active this turn from Consta. I kind of like Legacy to the active here. This solo chops actually might work out here because Jake did not have the KO on the Archeops on that previous turn. But I feel like if Jake's had the KO on the Archeops on the previous turn, Consta would have been in trouble. Especially if Jake could have taken the knockout with a different Raging Bolt instead of the damaged one, meaning there was no way for a Lugia to get a 2-prize knockout on that next turn. Yeah, so we can also attach a Mist here from Consta to the Minccino to start to get it set up towards a Cinccino. So Consta's prize trade here could look like, yeah, the prize trade here from Consta could look like 1-hit KO the active. Gotta set up the rat. And then if we can get, as Consta, if we can find another Lugia, and then boss KO Squawkabilly. So we have Ursaluna KO active. We actually kind of want to set up Lugia now as Consta, because if the benched Raging Bolt comes to the active to answer this Ursaluna, we'd like to KO that with Lugia and preserve our rat. So I feel like Consta should try and bench a Lugia V this turn, to be honest. So we could Ultra Ball away, Ultra Ball plus V-Guard here as Consta to get a Lugia to preserve the rat for the 1-hit KO threat later in the game, because that way we don't need a boss potentially as Consta. And this is actually why it was important for Jake to potentially play towards setting up the Sandy Shocks. And this is actually why I think Jake wanted to attack with the damaged Raging Bolt, actually, because Cinccino knocking out the damaged Raging Bolt, I guess you're okay. I'm trying to like think about that. I guess you're okay with that, but then the Ursaluna is still safe for your next Raging Bolt. See, the problem here from Jake is Jake didn't save that Bravery Charm for the Raging Bolt. That's the problem that Jake made a mistake around. It was that second Bravery Charm that came down to the Ogerpon was like a pretty big mistake. All right, so now the Raging Bolt's push up to answer this. So we got heads. So this is where we want to go get that Sandy Shocks. So we have a 1-prizer to put in the active to match the Cinccino here from Jake. He's eyeing a Pheasantipity, but we want Sandy Shocks here. We want the Shocks. Well, actually, yeah, Sandy Shocks also plays around. I guess the second Raging Bolt is... The HP from the second Raging Bolt can't really be matched, though. So maybe second Raging Bolt is just as good, to be honest. Because Bear will be KO'd. We'll KO the only rat and play with 4 energy next turn. Oh, no, won't even have 4, though. No, yeah, because if Consta plays 2/2 rat, then Consta could split energy on rats next turn and then threaten the 1-hit KO on the Raging Bolt. So I think here as Jake... Yeah, here as Jake, I think you actually want to still get Sandy Shocks. Because we don't know if Consta plays 2/2 rat or not. And if Consta does play the 2/2 rat, then Consta could go bench Minccino, 2 energy to the active Cinccino, 2 energy to the bench Cinccino, knock out this damaged Raging Bolt, and then both Cincinos threaten the KO on Raging Bolts. And then even if Jake goes to chase an Archeops, Consta is still winning the prize trade. So, yeah. All right, we're cycling here through Jake, from Jake. But yeah, I think Jake should have got Sandy Shocks off that, the Mezagoza, not this Raging Bolt. He's Asada there. Has Asada in hand. Could probably discard it. Also has Palpad in hand. Just continue to cycle through the deck a little bit more aggressively. We don't need that many more Asadas left to close out this game. I am curious what Jake... I assume Jake is just KOing the active here. You can't really ignore this Ursaluna, I feel like. I feel like it's impossible to ignore this Ursaluna. Maybe you could, though. I guess you could KO Chops here instead. I'm trying to think, like, what if we KO Chops here as Jake instead? If we went KO Chops and then KO Ursaluna next turn, then Consta would have to go attach to Cinccino, attach Cinccino, boss KO Squawkabilly. And this even kind of goes back to, like, almost the beginning of the game. You could think about, what if Jake just didn't put Squawkabilly in play? Which Jake could have avoided by going for Greninja instead of Squawkabilly, and then we don't have this, like, 2-prize liability as we build up towards the end of the game here. But now it is guaranteed in play. So we're kind of seeing the culmination of all of Jake's mistakes lead to Consta being able to get a... Actually, almost seems like a pretty clean victory here, potentially, with the solo chops. Yeah, all the little errors that Jake has made up to this point has offered a lot of openings to Consta, and Consta's been able to take full advantage of all of them so far. And yeah, now Consta's in a spot to, like, be at the advantage here. I was talking about last turn, yeah, Consta could have benched a Lugia V last turn, so we could have gone Lugia V-Star, knock out this active Raging Bolt, saving our Cinccino, and then the Lugia V-Star also still threatens the Squawkabilly as well. That's the only thing I maybe would have liked to see different from Consta on that last turn. And even if Jake went boss KO Lugia, if we did bench it, well then Consta has access to Rat and a Legacy Energy Ursaluna still, so you don't lose the game on the next turn anyways, as Consta. All right, there we go. Jake does take the KO on the Ursaluna, but yeah, Consta's fine with this. Jake goes to odd prize cards. We have the Cinccino to be able to return, knock out the active Raging Bolt. And then if we can just bench a Lugia V this turn and get it to a V-Star and get a boss, we KO the Squawkabilly on the next turn and we win the game. So we'll see how Consta fully plays this out. Like I was saying, I like the idea of getting the Lugia last turn to do that, to set up for that. But doing it this turn is still basically the same thing. The only risk you run into here as Consta is you kind of have to attach a gift to the active or Ultra Balling away the Lugia V-Star. Oh, I guess Consta still could be playing double rat. We could have double rat in here. Let's see what Consta goes to grab. There's Weird Ear as well. And it looks like it is some double rat action. So that will be able to KO. That works as well. Do we have a gift energy in the deck, though? Oh, no. No gift. No gift could be huge. Here comes the energy load up from Consta. So we can go 2 to the benched Minccino, 1 to the active. An Iono here from Jake means Consta might not be able to find the rat. Yeah, the lack of gift here. Why is Jake's prize card red on that top graphic? That has to be an error, right? 2 gift prized. That's right, there is 2 gift prized. The Iono potential from next turn Jake could be huge. And see, this is why as see, another reason Consta should have been maybe more aggressive next turn was setting stuff up. Is Consta could have had a Cinccino on the bench here instead of a Minccino, I believe, through those Ultra Balls. If Consta had been more aggressive at going to get... Honestly, that was probably the play from Consta, was go get another Cinccino. Yeah, the play from Consta was probably just go get another Cinccino last turn, to be honest. Not the Lugia V. You could have just got a Minccino, or a Minccino. Ultra Ball for Minccino last turn. You don't even need to get the Lugia V like I mentioned, that I would have liked to have seen Consta do. But even getting the Lugia V, I don't know, the Lugia V would have still been pretty good, though. I kind of don't like the fact that we don't have a Lugia V here from Consta. I think Consta should have been a little bit more aggressive about setting stuff up on that previous turn, because now an Iono from Jake is that much more impactful here if Jake can find that Iono. And we know Jake plays the Iono here. Does put the Pokestop in play, which is correct here from Jake. Also, this is why attacking with a Sandy Shocks was really good this turn from Jake. And Jake could have set up the Sandy Shocks to actually KO the Minccino here. With the second attack of the Sandy Shocks, you can do 60 damage and weakness applies. So it would have KO'd the Cinccino here. We could have had a Sandy Shocks in our active right now with a Lightning Energy. And then we could have attached fighting, knock out the Cinccino. Then Consta, if Consta doesn't have boss... We do see the boss on the chops is so bad here from Jake. We just lose to boss energy now. And we leave Consta with the hand that he's been sitting on this whole time. Yeah, I don't like this play at all from Jake to go after the Archeops. This also gives Consta the ability to attack with back-to-back Cinccinos. Just chill and go Cinccino punch, right? To 2-hit KO the active or just buy time. Also, as Jake here, you know there's gift energy prized because Consta would have put a gift energy in play on the active rat last turn if Consta had a gift. So you know there's gift prize, which means they're now in the hand. And now Consta could go attach gift to the active punch. And now all of a sudden, if you can't get around the active rat... Oh, yeah, this is just so many mistakes in this game here from Jake. And we see them all kind of build up at the end here. So many openings. Jake, all of the mistakes that Jake made gave so many openings to Consta. After this, Briar for game. Oh yeah, it does play the Briar, so the Briar was available. The Briar was also available going to that next turn. Yeah, Jake made a ton of mistakes there. I think that game would have actually been probably pretty solidly in Jake's hand if Jake had just played better. The one chops, if we had seen the avoidance of Squawkabilly, would have been the first thing. Can we avoid putting Squawkabilly in play? Let's start with concealed cards. Then let's go into the Sada. We see 5 cards there. If we have to commit to Squawk after that, okay, we can commit to Squawk after that. We could have avoided Squawkabilly in play. We could have had a Bravery Charm on our other Raging Bolt. We could have dug for the Iono on that last turn of the game. We could have tried to set up Sandy Shock sooner because we knew once we dealt with Ursaluna, there's no way that Consta can actually get a 1-hit KO on a 2-prizer or on a Raging Bolt after that. From there, the options were severely limited for Consta, only having 1 chops and Ursaluna already being taken care of. Yeah, really big mistakes there on Jake's part. Leaving a lot of opportunities over to Consta. Consta took full advantage of the opportunities, though. The only thing I didn't like from Consta was not being a little bit more aggressive on that turn before the Ursaluna went down. Let's play that Ultra Ball. Let's get another Minccino in play or a Lugia V. Like I said, one or the other, they're both fine there. Or let's get a Lugia V in play. Let's set up towards our next attacker. Because if we got Iono'd on that last turn there as Consta, we could have been in trouble. If we got Iono there, we could have whiffed the rat. And if our active rat got KO'd and we got Iono'd, we could possibly have just lost there. Another Ursaluna start here. Does have the Ultra Ball for the chops, which is pretty good. Besides that, the hand is pretty good. Well, I guess it means we have to go get Luminion, which is not very good. Or Squawkabilly, if Consta plays the Squawkabilly, which I kind of assume Consta does. So Ultra Ball double chops is good, but the rest of the hand is kind of mid. I'm curious to see what Jake chooses here. Looks like Jake chose second. All right, there's Ultra Ball double chops, but the rest of the hand is not great. So what do you have to do here as Consta? Does it have to be a commit to the Squawkabilly? Because you want, if there is a Squawkabilly, we didn't see that. It's just going to be a Lugia V from Consta. So it's going to be Lugia V, attach gift active, and pass. Holy glare. It's just like the artwork of the, well, I guess honestly there's a decent amount of glare on all the shiny cards. It really is the Ursaluna specifically though. We do have this gift to attach to the active here. And there's the pass. And of course, you can always top deck here as Consta. So Jake is going to be looking for Gust KO on that Lugia V. Not just because there's a gift on the active, but because there's only one Lugia V in play and Consta's not playing the game if that Lugia V goes down. Pokegear immediately here from Jake, trying to thin out a supporter to maximize the top deck or the draw into odds of this Ogerpon here. So I don't hate this. It's an okay play. I think you definitely want to take Boss here, because if you end up having to use Squawkabilly, then you would want to keep the Sadas in the deck, as there's already a Sada in the hand here for Jake. So we got this Boss. Now we can use Ogerpon, draw a card, and we're hoping that card can somehow progress this hand, either in the form of a way to discard an energy, so we can use Sada and then get the energy on the active Raging Bolt, or an out to a Pokemon like the Squawkabilly, so we can discard the hand and draw some fresh cards. So we're hoping for something here. Pokegear. Well, it looks like it's a Burst Roar angle here for Jake. The Boss should also be in the hand that is now in the discard pile. Jake just knew there's a good chance that it ends up there. Plays the Pokegear. Oh, I guess we could draw into Iono here. But you actually don't want to Iono Consta. So I wouldn't Iono here even if we see it here as Jake. Using the Pokegear is still fine. Because it does give you prize card information to potentially work with as Jake. So now you could make more informed decisions moving forward. We haven't searched our deck here yet as Jake. So we could see 7 new cards out of the deck that could give us some prize card information to then make more informed decisions moving forward. So it's not bad to play the Pokegear here. But if we found Iono there, we would not want to play it. We would just want to Burst Roar. Consta has a 3-card hand. We don't want to make it a 6-card hand. And we know, as the spectators and knowing what Consta's hand is, that Consta's hand is not very good. Yep, Jake, there's a sigh, and okay, Burst Roar. Back-to-back turn 1 Burst Roars from Jake. Not what you want as Raging Bolt. Okay, we got some options here for Consta. So the choice to make here as Consta is, do I put a gift on my Lugia, or do I attach to my active Ursaluna, so that way if my Lugia dies, I can attack with Ursaluna? And I think if Lugia dies, you're in such a bad spot that you'd probably be able to, you'd like to be able to attack with Ursaluna. And then go from there. I guess you can still attack with Ursaluna with a double turbo energy, but you don't KO a Raging Bolt. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Seems fine. Can't tell what that last card in the hand is there from Jake. I really do not like the way that Jake sequences this stuff though. Okay, there we go. And now we can concealed cards away the fighting energy. Dude, Jake, chill, Jake, come on. All right. Maybe we play the Vessel first on the fighting energy. Stop benching stuff. Stop attaching Bravery Charms. The Bravery Charm here should probably go to the Ogerpon, because as Jake here, if we KO the active, we trigger Gift Energy, and then Consta could get V-Star, Boss KO Ogerpon. But on the current board state, if we don't bench Ogerpon, and then we attach Bravery Charm to the other Ogerpon, there's no Lugia 2-hit KO target in play, but now there's 2 Lugia 1-hit KO targets in play in the Ogerpons. Jake just needs to, like, chill out. Jake needs to stop playing cards. Yeah, Jake just needs to stop playing cards. The Bravery Charm needs to go to the Ogerpon with the grass, and then we just need to not bench the other Ogerpon, and then we can KO the active. We can go, all right, cool, KO your active. take the first 2 prize knockout. And now there's no 2 prize 1-hit KO for Lugia, the Lugia V. And you need to pull off some kind of weird deer play, or you just have to settle for punching my Raging Bolt. Or I guess there would be like an Iron Hands KO on the Radiant Greninja as well. We see the secret temple. I assume you mean, is there a Temple of Sinnoh in the Raging Bolt? No, I don't think, it doesn't look like there's Enhanced Hammer or Temple of Sinnoh, any Lugia tech card. But honestly, Enhanced Hammer would not be a bad tech for this matchup as Raging Bolt, to be honest. There's a couple ways you could take advantage of it. You could remove Legacy Energy to shift the prize trade back in your favor. You could also Enhanced Hammer plus Iono, get rid of a Gift Energy as Raging Bolt. I actually don't hate that. All right, here comes the Pawn Acceleration. I don't know where we're at in the cycle of resources used. I assume we've used concealed cards at this point, but here goes the Sada, so we must have decent energy options in the discard pile. Just the Fighting Active, that's fine. Did we use concealed cards yet? We did concealed cards? Okay. What did we vessel away then? Am I tripping? We should have vesseled away the energy and then concealed cards. There should be 2 energy in the discard pile. What did we vessel? Did we vessel away the energy retrieval? Doesn't make any sense. Acrobike, excuse me, Trekking Shoes, Seize of Pheasantipity. Depends what the rest of the hand is, but keeping Pheasantipity is probably fine here. Then we can attach to the bench and just take this KO on the active. Okay, the other play that Jake could make here, there is one more play Jake could make here, though. We could just pass or Burst Roar. We could pass or Burst Roar here as Jake. Actually, the more I think about it, I think Jake should have actually discarded the Pheasantipity and drawn an extra card here to try and find Prime Catcher or Catcher. Also, we should leave the Fighting Energy on the active here. Our active cannot die. So we want the option of Boss. The more I think about it, Jake could just pass and dig for just Burst Roar and try and find a Gust on the lone Lugia V on the next turn. I almost like that play a little bit better here as Jake. It's interesting. Like this KO, you still set yourself up in an okay situation, but I think I like the other play a little bit better. Okay, over to Consta. There's the Lugia V-Star we're looking for. And now Consta has Boss in hand. Consta can make the play happen. Consta can go Boss, KO, Ogerpon, get 2 prize cards this turn. When Consta was in a spot where it's going to be pretty unlikely to actually probably pull off 2 prize cards. So now Consta can go knock out Ogerpon, put the Legacy. I assume we're going to put the Legacy on the Lugia here. And then we can look for a follow-up Weird Deer for 2 prize cards into Chinchino for 2 prize cards probably. We just try and get as much energy in play as possible here from Consta. We could also try and save the Legacy for the Iron Hands. So we could go like Mist Jet active, bench Iron Hands, Mist Jet active, attach active, and then other chops, put the Legacy on the Iron Hands. Then we go for Iron Hands KO Greninja next turn. Doesn't seem that good though. Yeah, it doesn't seem that good. I feel like we have to go for a Lugia KO on the bench here, though. I don't think we can play this Research. Researching away 4 energy does not seem like a winning play here, especially with Ursaluna gone. If Ursaluna wasn't gone, maybe we could make it work. But with Ursaluna gone, I don't know how we make Researching away 3 energy work moving forward. Maybe there's enough to make it work with the rats. Maybe. Now it's a lot of energy to lose. We see Consta is eyeing up the Legacy here to put on the active, so I think it is going to be a Legacy commitment. Yep, and then we have the attachment for hand, and then does play Weird Deer, so I would like to see Consta load up some energy on just one of the bench Archeops here, probably. Just put a couple energy on the bench Archeops, and then probably a gift. Actually, all the gifts are in play. There's one in on the active, one in the discard pile, 2 in the hand. So yeah, I want to see the second Archeops get played here, though, or the second Archeops get used here from Consta. And see, Jake could have had a board where this wasn't possible. Jake could have had a board where there was no option for a Lugia knockout. Yeah, we should set up for a Weird Deer play here from Consta. We should load up like a double turbo and a something on the bench chops here. So we can maybe, if the Raging Ball comes into the active and 1 KOs are active, then we can go. Yeah, I don't like this. Oh my gosh, 2 more energy to the hand. Oh, holy. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's not good. Like I said, I still didn't like that play there from Consta though. Yeah, I wonder if here as Consta you just concede. And now there's a double turbo in hand. See, but now Consta doesn't even have the out of top deck Weird Deer, I don't think, to actually KO the active. But if we had loaded some energy on the bench Archeops here, Consta could have top decked Weird Deer for the 1-hit KO. And then we're still like a rat short, I guess. All right, over to Jake. Another Ogre Pawn has been found with this Nest Ball. This is okay if we're KOing the Lugia to put more Ogre Pawns into play. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, the only good attacker here from Consta next turn is... I guess Iron Hands would be... No, we're losing the Legacy energy, so Iron Hands isn't even a possibility. Yeah. Praying for an Iona this turn. Potentially. But as Jake here, you should know to not Iona because Consta isn't progressing the board state. Yeah, Consta is just not even progressing the board state. All right, I don't love this Pheasantipity bench here from Jake. I think I would have liked to have seen this, like, use Radiant Greninja plus Trekking Shoes first. Actually, the more I think about it, I don't even like the Ogre Pawn bench either. Like, you're losing, like, the potential value you can get out of Bravery Charms if you're just, like, going wide on your board. But I guess this is, like, a good turn. This is, like, a fine turn to maybe go wide on your board here as Jake because you're carrying the only real threat in play. Nothing can really get you at this point. So it seems okay. Going back to, like, the energy discard choice there from Jake of choosing to not keep an energy on the Bravery Charmed Raging Bolt. We're seeing Jake get kind of punished for that. Now the Weird Deer could KO the active Raging Bolt easier than the Bravery Charmed one. So we're seeing that potentially could come back to bite Jake on this next turn from Consta. Although I think unlikely because Consta did not load up energy on that previous turn. There's a switch card in the hand here from Jake. So I'd like to see Jake switch card into the benched Raging Bolts just to play around the possibility of that Weird Deer play, make it a little bit harder. Here comes the discard. Definitely leave one of the energy in play on one of the Raging Bolts, please. Okay, this is fine. Okay. I'm okay with this. Maybe it's better on the active. I'm not sure. Chinchino top deck here from Consta. And I think I would scoop. We got 17 minutes left. That's actually not that much time. We could definitely utilize most of that here in the situation. Wait, is there a prize trade victory here for Consta? Hold up, hold up. Maybe there is a route actually to victory. Let me slow down a little bit here. I don't know. We're discarding a lot of energy. I don't know if there is. We're discarding so many energy if we're playing this game. We need to go like attack with Archeops and then Chinchino knockout, Chinchino knockout. I don't know if that's possible with how many energy are in the hand here though from Consta. I would maybe concede here. I think I would concede. I think I'm leaning towards concede. Yeah, I don't. Here comes the research. Ugh. I think we need back-to-back Chinchinos from here as well. When we just discarded a Chinchino, so it's not possible. And we just drew, dude, just pack it up. Please pack it up. Save the time. Okay, well, this can, yeah, there's just no there's no route. I don't see, there's no route, right? Goes to grab a Chinchino. Well, if we go Archeops Punch into Lugia Knockout plus Iono. Okay, maybe that's the route. If Consta can go Archeops Punch in Archeops Punch the active. I don't think there's a route here with Chinchino unless we have both Chinchinos. The fact that Consta only has one Chinchino left, I think means we can't go down the Chinchino route. Yeah, I don't think we can go down the Chinchino route here as Consta. I guess Consta's hoping that okay, there is still a line here for Consta. It's so unlikely though, it's just not worth it, I don't think. Like the line here from Consta is Punch active, then Jake goes Knockout active, and then Consta goes Knockout with Chinchino Iono, and you just whiff. But it's so unlikely, I think I would just concede as Consta and save time, to be honest. Yeah, I would have just conceded and saved time. Should have seen Jake attempt to use Mezagoza first. Probably won't be super consequential. Looking at the hand, I don't think there's another Sada in the hand. So maybe it's possible Jake can't find another Sada. Goes into the switch card immediately. I do not like this sequencing. Just start with concealed cards. Then we go into the trekking shoes. Then we progress from there. We don't need to worry about using switch card yet. We can do that way later in the turn. We're not even getting the knockout on the active here yet as Jake. Oh, do we have boss? Oh, if we have boss KO, okay, this is maybe fine if we have boss KO. We do have boss KO. All right, but we should still concealed cards first. But yeah, boss KO rat here is fine from Jake. It's a fine play. Everything is still very out of range. So I'm okay with the boss KO here. I'll allow the sequencing because of the boss. Should still progress with the concealed cards, obviously, but it's not a huge deal now. Could have Vesseled there as well before the pawns, but keeping Vessels in the deck doesn't seem super bad. If we still have Palpad left as well, we should probably just be hitting this Pokestop, to be honest. And no, I guess we don't even have done it first. What? Okay, now the sequencing makes no sense. I take it back. I take it all back. I was like, you know what, Jake? This is fine. This is fine. This is okay. We're gonna boss KO the Minccino, right? Cinccino, right? Nope. All right. Now I don't like it. A lot of energy in hand here for Consta. We have Ultra Ball for Luminion, which can put these energy on the bottom of the deck. And we have the Rat in hand as well. But we need to find... Oh, wait, what? Maybe there's not Luminion in deck? There's Luminion. There's Iono. There's no energy! Dude, Consta just threw. Consta actually had an out! No, Consta literally had an out and just threw! All we had to do was Ultra Ball for Luminion for Iono, attach Jet active, evolve to Cinccino, play Iono, search the 2 energy back out of the deck. Wait, is that even enough? 5. Goes for the boss KO. Now we're going to have to go for the boss KO. We had Ultra Ball for Luminion, though. And now we're leaving Jake with like a billion card hand. That's a big hand. I mean, I know Fezzendipity's in play, but still. Wait, do we have a do we enough? 280. Yeah, it'd be 310, right? Yeah, it'd be 310. Yeah, Consta had a route there. Consta actually had a reasonable route. This is unreasonable because all Jake needs is an energy. And then your Cinccino dies and you lose. So this route is just unreasonable because Jake just literally loses, or Consta loses to a Raging Bolt attack. Now we only have 12 minutes left. The time is starting to get low. The time is starting to get low. And this is a favorable matchup for Lugia. The 2/2 Rat is a favorable into the Raging Bolt. I don't, with the Heavy Bravery Charm, maybe it's like 50-50 though. I don't know. Actually, with Heavy Bravery Charm, maybe there is a little bit of a difference. I generally give Lugia the favor, but with like 4 Bravery Charm, because I think Jake might be playing the 4 Bravery Charm build. And that's iffy. If he has Thorn, he can win. He doesn't play Thorn, I don't think. Also, it wouldn't even win because there's a Bravery Charm on the active Raging Bolt. Yeah, last turn, Jake should have Gust KO'd the Cinccino. Like, had boss KO, I was like, okay, we're going to go for the boss KO here from Jake. That's... Dude, Consta got away with murder there, bro. What? So the Greninja's a really good attacker in this matchup because of Ogerpon. So you just want to get like Greninja set up and Dusknoirs, basically. Greninja and Dusknoirs. Why they gotta put Stall on, man? They maybe also just didn't know. They maybe just went to go pick Stefan because Stefan was 3-0. Which I can't really fault them too much for that. It's just kind of unfortunate that we're seeing some stall action here. But who knows? Maybe it'll be entertaining. We'll see. Prediction? Oh, I got you. Where am I? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, I got it. It's winnable by Snorlax. Winnable by Snorlax. It just needs more than 3 turns. The Squawkstar is tragic. It's not that the Squawkstar actually isn't that bad in this matchup because of how it plays out. It feels like, well, that's not 100% true actually. You do want to. It is kind of annoying. There's a Squawk and C. So yeah, Stefan went after the Froakie. Oh, we did lose Vacuum and Prime Catcher here from Stefan. But honestly, for that situation, the Squawk ability is honestly fine. We can also retreat the Squawk ability this turn from Stefan before Snorlax can get in the active potentially. So it'd probably be good to see Stefan retreat Squawk ability here. Has the Greninja in the hand, is just missing. Has Greninja in the hand, is just missing that rare candy. So the biggest card in the game at this point, I think, is just the Switch in Stefan's deck. The card that matters the most at this point from Stefan is literally Switch. Yeah, there's the Radiant Greninja found. Yeah, Squawk ability can get trapped in the active. It isn't like the worst thing ever because you can play this matchup pretty fast. So like, the Snorlax player doesn't have as much time to bring up Squawk ability over and over again, but it still definitely matters. And I guess like almost like the bigger thing in this situation, honestly, is the fact that Stefan has already lost a Prime Catcher as like a way to potentially switch out one time. Does still have the Switch in the deck. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Yeah, can definitely, the Squawk ability can get stuck, and that should be the game plan here from Leon, is to trap the Squawk ability moving forward. But yeah, Stefan here should definitely retreat the Squawk ability before potentially get stuck in the active. Yep, there's the immediate retreat into the Froakie. There's not that much else in the hand there for Stefan, but does at least have concealed cards. All right, over to Leon. Has Nest Ball, has Eerie, which could be pretty good here, but the hand from Stefan unfortunately has no items. I don't think there's a better supporter here from Leon. So here comes the Nest Ball. I assume we're going to grab... He's eyeing up the Mimikyu. Oh, just doing a prize check. Okay. Yeah, I assume he's going to grab a Snorlax here, because the goal at this point has to be just like trap Squawk. I'm pretty sure. So we can get a Snorlax, put that on the bench the Rotom, play the Eerie, draw 3, and then just kind of go from there. And I'm assuming Stefan only plays one. Was that 3 Artisan? 2 Artisan. 2 Artisan and something. A lot of Artisan. Gotta keep those Temple of Sinnohs bumped, I guess, for the mists. Yep, there's a Snorlax grab. No flute access, but honestly, because of the Squawk ability start from Stefan, the flute doesn't really matter at this point. Think Stefan should go aggressive on the Nor or no? You don't want to like use them and not take knockouts, but you can be pretty aggressive with them, yeah. You do want to like save some Dusknors for potential Mimikyus, but you can be fairly aggressive with it. Yep. Leon is missing a couple pieces here. Here comes the Rotom, and then the draw 3 off the Rotom. The follow-up hand there from Leon is not great. So if Stefan can start aggressively getting knockouts here, even if Stefan doesn't have access to switch, yeah, because like there's no counter catcher in hand here from Leon, so just send a knockout on the, or a punch into the active here. I guess we're not even knocking out the active here though. Yeah, just Duskull Pass from Stefan. There's a heavy ball from Leon. I don't remember if there's any Pokemon prize from Leon. We'll see here in a second. No Pokemon. Does confirm the prize cards here. 3 Flute, Eerie, Palpad, and Counter Catcher, I believe. And then I think maybe Top Deck and Arvin there, so we can have a little bit better of a follow-up turn here from Leon, I think. And Stefan needs to find a candy. Ideally, you want to go like attack with Greninja plus maybe Iono next turn, because Leon's hand is going to start to get pretty big after like another Rotom. Oh, there's a Misfortune Sisters. That's a good play here, actually. I was like, I knew we drew some supporter. I thought it was an Arvin, but it's a Misfortune Sisters, but that's pretty good. If we can get some hits. There's one Stretcher. Just one Stretcher. The top deck was an Iono, though, which would have freed Stefan's hand. So the reshuffle here, no longer getting that top deck. And immediately Palpad's back, Eerie Misfortune Sisters. We want to keep going through those item cards. The Misfortune Sisters specifically is a good hit to keep chaining here as Leon. If you can find that switch and then trap the Squawk ability, that could just be game there, just on that. Doors are technically a switch to by KO in the active lax. That is true. I mean, Leon's going to try and get multiple Snorlax in play. But yeah. All right, there's the Roadie for 3. Another water energy top deck here from Stefan. So we have enough energy to conceal the cards and then also attach to the active and attack if we can get a rare candy. There's the Iono. And we'll know where our switch is as well here for Stefan. We'll know where it's going to the bottom of the deck. We could pop Dusclops here as Stefan to put 50 on the active. And then give Leon one less card off the Iono. But would give one of the prize cards over. And then that way if we get candy Greninja, we actually KO the active. So I would have hated to see Stefan do that, but... Alright, there is... Pokestop. Or just need an Ultra Ball here. We did find the rare candy. Another rare candy. A counter catcher as well. I just want to try bouncing. Stefan still does not have an attack. Is going for the heavy ball play here. We'll check the prize cards. I don't remember if there's a basic prize here on this side either. There is a Palkia. So we could bench Palkia here as Stefan. We could pop the Dusclops. And then bench the Palkia. Once again, probably just doing the damage to the active to set up for the Greninja play. But then if Leon does have a Penny, you kind of lose damage in play. But Leon would have to like Penny into a Snorlax or a Rotom in this situation. So it wouldn't be like terrible. There's 2 Ultra Ball prized. It is just a try bouncing angle. Hey, we got the heads. 30 damage. Incredible. All right, over to Leon. We are looking for more Snorlaxes. And I already see a Nest Ball in the hand. 2 Nest Balls. All right, hella Snorlax. And we have a Misfortune Sisters. That's a pretty good play this turn. Set up a bunch of Snorlaxes. I don't know where the Bravery Charm goes, to be honest. And then we're just looking to, once again, trap that Squawkabilly is the game plan at this point for Leon. Bring up Squawkabilly, trap it in the active. So we just need a swarm of Snorlaxes to be able to accomplish that. We do see Leon lining up 2 of them. And then we have that more Misfortune Sisters. We could just go after candies and stretchers and potentially the switch that Stefan has left. There we go. Snorlax acquired. Might not be using the next Nest Ball yet. I do like at least using one of the Nest Balls. I don't hate holding on to this other Nest Ball though, to be honest. Leon could retreat and force Seal Stone for boss. Oh, true. I don't hate that actually. Setting the aggressive tempo right now. Yeah, I do kind of like that actually. Don't give up any prize cards. Just immediately go into the lock and force the switch card out of Stefan. Does go into the Misfortune Scissors, but I like that play. I like the retreat plus boss Squawkabilly here, and force Stefan to. Oh, I don't even know if I like the Nest Ball discard there. Definitely want to get rid of the Ultra Ball. Honest, because it's not really this. You don't win by milling your opponent. We're not trying to deck them out as soon as possible. But I guess it does increase the odds of our follow-up Misfortune Sisters. We retreat to the Snorlax. This is fine. I don't know if I love losing a Snorlax though. Yeah, this seems fine. Not sure how I feel about that. Appreciate the 9 months there, Gloomix. I feel like I'd rather have given up the Ogerpon to preserve my extra Snorlax, to be honest. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely like that that play, Piper. I like the boss on Squawkabilly trap at this turn. Force Stefan to have a switch or a switch, honestly. Like, yeah, if Leon understands what Stefan is playing, you know there's no boss, and the Prime Catcher's gone, so. Focus stop from Stefan. We do have the Ultra Ball in hand now, so we can get the Greninja. We can actually pull off quite a few. We could pull off quite a few Dusknors this turn. We can't, like, board wipe. I wonder if Stefan should ever not draw prize cards here to actually play for getting Palkia in play. Oh yeah, because Stefan could counter catcher here. I wonder if Stefan can wait for like a big combo turn. We see Stefan lining up the Palkia and the Vessel. Like, what if Stefan popped Dusclops, put 50 on the Ogerpon, bench Palkia, pass, and don't draw a prize card. Don't give access to counter catcher. And then if we can build up towards a big Greninja play. We don't even have to bench Palkia here because we can attach active and then try bouncing again. Yeah, Stefan can just chill. I feel like Stefan can just kind of chill here. We see Stefan's thinking about giving up the Palkia here as well. Ideally, you want to combo it with an Iono. Like, you could pop triple Dusknoir, like take 3 knockouts, and Iono. We don't have the Iono yet, but it is in the deck. But you don't want to attack the active. I guess you could, as Stefan here, you could attack the active, give counter catcher, get the Iono, and then have to just try and find. You would have to try and find the switch on that next turn, I guess. There's a Night Stretcher into the Dusknoir. I guess we want to use some of these cards before we potentially get Eerie here. Stefan is going to go for the knockout here, it looks like. And then play for a big turn on the next turn. Maybe even like a potential full board wipe. Now, this does give counter catcher over to Leon, but we do have 1 switch left here as Stefan. So I think Stefan has to search out Iono here, and then has to draw into that switch on the next turn. Can he ping with Clops and then take the KO on the active? Wait, what do you mean? I mean, the answer is yes. But if you ping with Clops now, then you like lose the damage. Yeah, the only reason Stefan could have not done this play to avoid having to use the switch, because now we give counter catcher to Leon, so Leon can counter catcher this turn, and then potentially could miss Fortune Sisters and mill the switch or something like that, and then you'd be in trouble here as Stefan. I guess we could still get counter catcher involved to retreat, but then we can't use the Mirage Barrage next turn, which I'm pretty sure is what Stefan wants to do, is Mirage Barrage on this next turn. Here comes an S-Ball. We might see Mimikyu get established here. No, more Snorlax. I mean, this seems fine. Yeah, if Leon had bossed last turn, Leon would be in a way better spot going into this turn, because we would have forced the switch potentially already out of Stefan, or made it that much harder for Stefan to set up for the switch combo. Yep, there's the arm for the counter catcher. For a fan, I don't know if it really matters, to be honest. But how many prize cards can Stefan draw next turn? Stefan can almost draw all of his prize cards. Like, Stefan can go pop Dusknoir, pop Dusclops. Yeah, Stefan can draw, like... If we can go pop Dusknoir, pop Dusclops, play counter catcher, pop Dusknoir, Iono Leon down to 3. Okay, there's the cape on the Rotom. So now Stefan, like, if we're going to use Mirage Barrage to KO Rotom, we have to now ping it with Dusclops, right? But that's fine. We can ping the Rotom with Dusclops, ping maybe the Ogerpon with Dusknoir now, and then go KO Rotom, KO Ogerpon, and then threaten the win on KO and a Snorlax on the next turn, right? That seems pretty good from Stefan here. I assume that's going to be the play here. We still need to find switch here from Stefan, so we probably just hit Pokestop first because we have Rare Candy in hand, which could lead to Candy Dusknoir. So we can go pop Dusknoir, damage the Ogerpon, pop Dusclops, damage the Rotom. Then Rotom has oh yeah, it would exactly KO the Rotom with Mirage Barrage. It would have 240 HP left. And the Ogerpon, yeah, the Ogerpon would also get KO'd by Mirage Barrage. Yeah, the 30 from Try bouncing actually like makes a difference here. Heavy Balls first here. But yeah, I think that's the play here from Stefan. So we just hit the Pokestop first and see what happens from Stefan. You just hit the Pokestop, see what happens, hoping for a Night Stretcher to become second Dusknoir here. Let's see. There's a Dusknoir prize, so it would have to be a Night Stretcher. Or I think Night Stretcher's in the hand. We might need Rare Candy, actually. Stefan's, like, heavily thinking about this one. I think that play just works. I guess you don't even have to play the counter catcher here as Stefan. It would enable counter catcher so you could hard retreat your active, I guess. Oh, wait, you could actually do that, though. Stefan doesn't actually need switch here, because we could go double Dusknoir, the Ogre Pawn, and then Dusclops, Snorlax, and then Attach, Retreat, Counter Catcher, KO, Rotom. And then you still go down to 1 prize card. So Stefan doesn't even need to use Mirage Barrage this turn. Wait, actually, for Mirage Barrage, do we just win? No. Wait. No, we don't win with Mirage Barrage, but... So this should go to the Ogre Pawn here from Stefan. No, we should just be hitting Pokestop first, though. Stefan should hit Pokestop before anything, I think. What's it on the Rotom? Oh, Stefan's trying to triple Dusknoir here, I guess. I still think we should have hit the Pokestop first because the Dusclops damage lines up. If we get the switch. Yeah, we should have just hit Stefan should have just hit Pokestop first here. Oh, it's a Terra. It's a Terra. You can't snipe it off the bench. Dude, I always forget. Holy smokes. Okay, so that does change things. Now we see the counter catcher on the Ogre Pawn. So we have to snipe the Rotom off the bench. Dude, how do I... Wait, we attached active? Then the Iono down to 4. Ooh, I don't know. I kind of like killing the... No, maybe this does still work. Okay, I guess this still works from Stefan because now you keep your switch. This lets Stefan keep the switch. But now we lose to... No, we still have switch. So we still have switch. We KO the active this turn. And then we get another energy. And then we go for the 3 prize turn on the next turn, I guess. So Penny on Rotom here would be pretty bad. But you have to give Leon some kind of out. And Leon does have Penny for the Rotom here. Yeah, you can't not give Leon anything. You have to give Leon some kind of out here, I guess. Because you can't snipe Ogre Pawn off the bench like I wanted to. Because that's cheating. It's never lucky, man. The game never lets us cheat. There's the switch in hand, but there's no counter catcher in the hand for Leon. And Stefan can win next turn. With, oh no, wait, can Stefan win next turn? Yeah, Candy Dusknoir, Dusknoir the Rotom, plus KO Snorlax with Mirage Barrage. Okay. Here comes Night Stretcher. The only thing you'd ever want here is probably the Dusknoir, so you're just probably getting that to play around Eerie. Has Pokestop access as well, but is maybe holding off on hitting Pokestop. Maybe you want something else out of the deck here. Put Vessel the Eerie away just to get the Vessel out of play. All right, there's the knockout. And then... I don't even know what Stefan's concerned about here. With going to take a card out of the deck. But do you have to take a card? Oh, you may. Stefan's choosing to not take a card. Interesting. If you look at your deck, you have to take a card, I guess. But it's choosing not to take a card here. Okay. Dusknoir doesn't KO the Rotom with the cape on it. Yeah, but you Dusknoir hit it, and then you'd Mirage Barrage KO active plus KO the Rotom off the bench with Mirage Barrage. All right, Leon went into Pokestop. If Leon hit a counter catcher there, Leon does win with Penny counter catcher, I believe. Oh no, would need back-to-back counter catchers actually. Hold up, I take it back. You would need Penny counter catcher, counter catcher. Palpad's back in to Arvin, and has Penny in hand, so you could Penny Rotom here, or also has Eerie. But Eerie doesn't matter unless you have counter catcher as well. So that's what Leon needed there. So I think Stefan does have game in the situation. I don't think Leon has an out to stop Stefan from winning. I guess Stefan might not have Candy Dusknoir next turn, but I'm pretty sure Stefan does have Candy Dusknoir available. Through the Irida. Should be guaranteed. Playing the Stretcher there just guarantees the Dusknoir. Oh yeah, playing the Stretcher was a pretty big deal then. You guarantee the Dusknoir no matter what. Because if Leon had, well... yeah, if Leon just had Eerie, then Stefan would have to take another turn to have a chance to win the game. Another Snorlax is put down. Leon goes with the Penny reset. Okay, this still works though for Leon, right? This buys Leon time. Also, does Stefan have another energy? I assume Stefan does have energy here for how Stefan played this game so far. I feel like you have to bench the Rotom back down as Leon, though. You can't not bench Rotom and use it, right? Because then what do? You're just hoping you top deck a counter catcher over 3 turns? But Stefan could still have Switch. Switch is still out there. Yeah, I think you bench the Rotom back down here as Leon. Was debating not doing it. All right, over to Stefan. I don't believe Stefan can win this turn. It should be out of Gust effects. And can't KO the Rotom. Oh, wait, still has the vacuum? Wait, I thought the vacuum got burned. Wait, does Stefan play 2 vacuum? There's no energy, though. Stefan is out of energy. So... 2 vac? Yeah, bolts are running 4 charms. It does make sense. There's 2 vac, right? I swear we saw one got discarded. Yeah, without the energy here. Well, hang on. I guess Leon could whiff for 3 turns. Leon could not draw into a counter catcher. Well, no, we still have a switch here, Stefan. There's the knockout. An energy gets moved. I mean, probably to the Dusknoir, right? Yeah. So Leon could whiff for 3 turns. So now Leon pushes Snorlax. Draw for turn. There's no counter catcher in hand right now. Oh, but there's the boss top deck. All right, Flute from Leon. So Leon will get full information here. Palkia plus Nest Ball. And then we could Eerie here, but you probably just play boss, I think. Oh, but Leon's thinking about the Eerie. The thing is, though, the thing with this play, though... Okay, so the switch is there. The problem with this play from Leon, though, actually, is if switch is prized. So if switch is not there, then it's like, well, now I know switch is prized. So then Stefan could get the switch off the prize cards, and now you don't have an Eerie to go get the switch from Stefan. So if you play boss here, then that guarantees to burn the switch if Stefan has it, and then you just go Pokegear for Arven for counter catcher next turn. And that sets you up pretty good, I feel like. So I feel like Leon maybe could have just played boss there, and then played for Arven off the Pokegear. Is going to go into the Pokestop, just trying to dig really aggressively for those counter catchers. Doesn't hit them, but that's 3 cards that aren't counter catchers that are now out of the deck. So when we draw with Rotom here, we increase our odds of seeing Arven or that counter catcher. And the Pokestop on the next turn increases those odds as well. And there's an Arven for counter catcher on the next turn. Stefan does have Iono, though, and this would put Leon down to 4. Honestly, maybe Stefan should have debated vacuuming away the Pokestop on that last turn, I think. That might have been the play from Stefan to try and limit access to counter catcher on Leon's side. So that might have been a mistake from Stefan on the last turn to have not done that before it gets potentially Eeried. All right, there's the Iono. 2 being drawn here for Stefan. And Stefan needs Leon to not draw counter catcher. If Leon draws boss or counter catcher, Leon does win. But the switch is gone now at this point. So a counter catcher or a boss would secure this game for Leon. There's a Pokegear. It's a good start. And there's the counter catcher. Honestly, Leon could just show him the counter catcher. And Stefan does have to take one of these cards now. Not that it really matters. They all suck. There's Snorlax. There's the draw. Has Arven. Has Misfortune Sisters. And then could Pokestop. It's just going to go through the full cycle here, though. Stefan did get a prize card. Just trying to, like, you know, just in case there's something else that you have to play around here as Leon, just go through the, what's it called? And Stefan should just concede at this point, I'm pretty sure. Check the hand and pack it up. Yep, there's the pickup. Okay, we have 24 minutes left. Plenty of time, honestly, for Stefan to definitely win a game. 2 games might be kind of tough, though. If Stefan wins this next game, we could definitely be seeing a tie. Tragic, 1 energy short. Yeah, 1 energy short in the end. Maybe Stefan could have played a little bit slower in the early game with the concealed cards, possibly. Yeah, maybe could have concealed cards a little bit less. 2 vacuum, honestly, is also good for this matchup as well. It's another matchup where the 2 vacuum can be good, specifically for the cape, I guess, and then also the fan. Can be a big deal to set up for that Greninja play, especially if Stefan doesn't put Palkia in play. Which, honestly, the more I think about it, I feel like you just don't have to put Palkia in play in this matchup at all, probably. As long as Greninja's not prized. Seems fine. I was trying to think if there's like, yeah, the play that I wanted to see Stefan go for obviously was impossible. We just had no energy. We didn't have energy for the Mirage Barrage ever, right? We just didn't have energy for Mirage Barrage. Mirage Barrage was never an option. That's like the problem, I guess. Never Mirage Barrage. I think maybe using Dusknoir plus Motivate to KO Snorlax could be good. Oh, that could have been something to set up for a Mirage Barrage. Yeah, I'd have to go back and see if that was ever like an available option. All right, 2 penny prize here for Leon. Pennies are 2 Ogerpon prize. The Ogerpon doesn't matter too much in this matchup. It is a Palkia start for Stefan. This is actually where Ogerpon can be good, is if Stefan is forced into Palkia. Which this game, Stefan is forced into that Palkia here. There's an attach active. Bench second Palkia. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. It feels like unnecessary. I guess maybe Stefan is thinking towards the idea of Ogerpon being put in the active off the rip. The turn he attached to Billy and retreated into Greninja after gusting Ogerpon. Yeah, I think you're maybe right there, Hammerhead. I think we could have seen that. Palkia V hits for 200 though. Oh, that is true. Maybe we're just trying to KO the Rotom here. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, at first I was questioning it. I was like, I don't know. I mean, it is kind of like a liability to have in play. It's like another Pokemon Leon can just gust up and be like, well, now you have to move this thing. And then Stefan has to somehow get 3 energy on the active plus 2 energy on the bench. But yeah, if we're trying to just be aggressive here, just win aggressively, it's unlikely that Rotom moves on this first turn. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. It wouldn't be a surprise here if Leon can't retreat this Rotom off the rip here. We do see a heavy ball coming in for Snorlax immediately from Leon. Yeah, I don't hate it. I like it. I like the, I guess, go for the Hydro Breaker or whatever it is. Makes sense. But yeah, I don't hate that the attack with Billy plus just use a Dusknoir play, to be honest, Hammerhead. That actually seems pretty decent. You could have still Iono'd that turn as well to disrupt the hand. It seems like a decent play. All right, Pokegear here from Leon. Probably looking for an Arven just to set up more. I mean, honestly, an Eerie wouldn't be bad here either. But you probably just want to set up, stabilize. Ooh, there's a Penny. I don't hate the Penny grab here from Leon. You could even push up Ogerpon. It doesn't die to Hydro Breaker, and it doesn't get damaged by a Palkia V-Star either. So I kind of like the Ogerpon send up here, I think, from Leon over sending up another Snorlax. So Snorlax does just die, and Snorlax can die to a Palkia V-Star, which is kind of mid. I feel like Leon should send up the Ogerpon here, because Ogerpon will just like buy you a turn at the very least to like stabilize. We'll see what Leon goes for though. Let's go with the Snorlax push. I don't know, I kind of like the Ogerpon push there, like I was saying, but this is still fine. And then there's the Rotom for 3. Okay, let's see what Stefan can do. Definitely wants to try and take a KO here immediately into the Iono. Doesn't even bench the Radiant Greninja, so we're looking for Palkia V-Star plus energy plus Duskuls. That's what we want here from Stefan. Ideally, as many Duskuls as possible. The threat of Dusknoirs is what we want. This hand sucks. Pack it up. We're going next. Yeah, this is bad. No Duskuls. We have an S-Ball. Do we go get the Greninja, or how aggressive are we trying to be here from Stefan? Or do we just go get a Duskull here and then rule the region? Let's see what Stefan goes for. We could just go Duskull rule the region here. It looks like that is what Stefan's going to go for. Someone's got to rule this region. And I guess next turn we have Hydro Breaker no matter what here from Stefan. Is doing a little prize checking. Yeah, it is two lost vacuum. Tekken for those bravery charms. All right, so the only draw power in the hand is this Pokestop for Stefan. This is all we got, is the Pokestop. All right, over to Leon. We have no liabilities in play yet. Erie's not a... Erie's pretty mid here, to be honest. I think I just want to see Leon find some... Find some flutes. It feels like it's flute time. It feels like flute time here for Leon if we can just conveniently find flutes. Goes for the Eerie and is going to be pretty disappointed at the lack of items, but it is also a dead hand, so you can't be too mad. I was thinking about a nest ball as an Arvin to work with as well. Yeah, I don't really love the Eerie there. The Eerie feels like okay. Yeah, the Eerie feels like super mid. Just fan active and then draw 3 off the roadie. The fan also feels pretty weak there, because it is going to get knocked out by the Hydro Breaker. All right, Pokestop's in play here for Stefan. We need to find some more options here. Night Treacher's found. That's a good card. Dust Storm to the discard pile also isn't bad. Water Energy is whatever. Probably don't want to discard that, but it is in the discard pile. There's the Clops, and then we have Attach active Hydro Breaker. We get a prize card. It does something. If I was thinking about playing the Night Treasure before it gets Eeried again, I actually don't hate that from Stefan. Seems fine. Play around the potential of another Eerie. And yeah, there we go. Knock out the Snorlax. Leon can push a Water Energy here from that to the Dusclops. There we go. And Snorlax is pushed up here from Leon. No, but this is what I was talking about. Like, we don't actually have something to trap with Snorlax right now. We can bring up the other Palkia, which is something, but I don't really like that Eerie last turn from Leon. I think we want to go for Flutes. Like, it feels like Flute was what we wanted to do last turn for sure. Maybe even get Cape and Cape the active Snorlax as well, because it's not going to go down to a Hydro Breaker then. Especially after we used... Well, actually, we only knew what Stefan's hand was because of the Eerie, so I didn't say that. But yeah, I feel like last turn, Leon probably should have gone for Cape plus Flute off an Arvin on that previous turn. Oh, we had Cape in hand, actually. Or maybe we drew that off the Rotom, but... Yeah, the time to flute is now. The time to flute was also last turn. The flutes need to be fluting. And, well, there we go. No hits off the first flute. All right, flute number 2. Let's get another flute in there. But now we're like a flute behind here as Leon. We could have had a flute last turn and then a flute this turn. And now we just have flute this turn. And we just go get another Snorlax here. But if Stefan can find a Palkia V-Star, then Stefan's like not in a terrible spot. Actually, to be honest, I kind of question the stretcher use there from Stefan a little bit. Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. Like, if we use Pokestop on this next turn, and then we like discard Palkia V-Star, we don't have like a stretcher to work with. Especially after Leon just played an Eerie. Actually, I don't know if I like Stefan playing around Eerie there, to be honest, that aggressively. I honestly like the counter catcher on the Palkia V here, I feel like, from Leon. But just goes for the Rotom for 3. Seems fine. Draw for turn there from Stefan is Mew. So we have Nest Ball for Duskull, and then we can hit that Pokestop, and we don't have to bench the Mew this turn, but if we can draw into an Ultra Ball, and then could Ultra Ball away the hand, then put Mew in play to draw with Mew. Or actually, Stefan's going to line up the Froakie, Duskull, Froakie, both seem good. Definitely want to get to the Greninja at some point here, sooner than later. Play for a big knockout on the Rotom, potentially. I believe Stefan has the Prime Catcher in hand. So an Eerie at this point would be pretty good from Leon. But probably not going to be overly motivated to play one or like to dig for one route super aggressively based on how the game's playing out so far. And especially after what Leon has seen out of the hand on that first Eerie. All right, here comes the Pokestop. Ultra Ball has been found. And Candy. And Nest Ball. Some options. Does just get rid of the Mew and the Squawk ability, which makes sense. We just want to stall proof our board, get the liabilities out of hand to play around Erica's Invitation, get the good Pokemon in play like Duskull to fill our bench so Flute can't hit. Now there's still one bench space open, so Flute has potential to hit on the next turn. But yeah, Stefan's board is looking pretty good here. Especially if we can pull off like a Candy Greninja Prime Catcher KO Rotom next turn. That would be like the play, I feel like. We got Candy in the hand. Also the Dusknoir just in case of an Iono. There's the Evolve to the active to take a knockout on the active. Yeah, the hand's pretty good there for Stefan did give up the Mew, but should be fine. Moves the energy from the active to the same Dusknoir. Actually, I think that's probably a mistake there from Leon. Should probably put it on the Duskull instead. So that way, if Stefan pops the Dusknoir, you can't immediately Palkia back 3 energy. But now Stefan can pop Dusknoir plus Palkia V-Star and get back 3 energy. So I think it's a mistake there from Leon for sure. Just top decks Xerosic's Machinations. Also, another, if we had the fighting ogre pawn in play, like we could have even pushing up this turn would have been pretty good, to be honest. The fighting pawn. Now we're just kind of like bleeding, like turn after turn. We're just like losing losing Snorlax after Snorlax after Snorlax, which is not where we want to be. I feel like Stefan's in like a pretty decent spot right now. Pokegear, there is Arven and Misfortune Sisters. I mean, I think Flute has to be the card we go get here as Leon once again. I think we got a Flute. We got to get a liability in play. If there's no liabilities, this feels almost unwinnable for Leon. Like we need to put a liability in play. Right now, there's no liabilities, and that's what I would have liked to have seen from Leon on the previous turns. I think Leon could have played more aggressively for the Flutes, and now we're getting the Flutes after. Oh, we're not even going for the Arven there. We're going for the Misfortune Sisters. I don't like this from Leon. I mean, it's not Misfortune Sisters is really good in the matchup, but like, there's no liability for us to trap. We can't trap anything. It doesn't matter if there's no switch cards left because everything can attack. An okay hit there. Did get rid of the vacuum. We're looking for a little bit higher priority. There's some higher priority cards there definitely to have gotten rid of, but not bad. And then maybe now we'll see that counter catcher on the other Palkia. I feel like Leon should have done this last turn, though. I think that was a mistake from Leon to have not done this on the previous turn. Could have done it on the previous turn. Now this feels like a little bit... Like, it feels like Leon's doing everything like a turn late. Like, you're not making Stefan work hard at all from Leon here, it feels like. We could have been making Stefan work so much harder in this game if Leon had just been more aggressive. Just go find the Flutes faster, play the counter catchers more aggressively, like... Yeah, we're not making Stefan have to work at all. Stefan can just be very content with just, okay, evolve, attach, attack, repeat. What will be the liability at this point? Radiant Greninja, Blood Moon. Radiant Greninja, Blood Moon, Pheasantipede. Those might be all of them, to be honest. But the longer the game goes on, the more likely they all end up in Stefan's discard pile. Debating the Ogrepawn bench now. I kind of mentioned in the last couple turns I didn't hate seeing it get benched, but now it feels I'm not sure how good it is to bench it at this point, to be honest. It's gonna be another Pokestop hit here from Stefan. Does have another Nest Ball in hand. Has Stefan drawn like 3 Nest Balls in a row off prize cards or something? Or is that a Heavy Ball? Oh, that might be the Heavy Ball. Oh, we have Candy Greninja Prime. You don't want to use Prime here if you don't have to, though, Stefan. You want to save the Prime, I think. There's the switch and a Nest Ball. Okay, now Leon will know where the switch is, which is not a good thing. Yeah, now Leon knows where the switch is. We could just be switch punch though, and then like you're playing it as you draw it, so Leon will probably be less motivated to want to like. Yeah, there's like no like there's no information for Leon to work off of, like, oh, I should go get Eerie right now. That information is not available to Leon. So I think Stefan can pretty comfortably just switch an attack with Palkia V-Star here and be probably pretty content with the idea that Leon will probably not like really aggressively go try and find Eerie. Because like, well, you use the Pokestop, you hit the switch. The last time, like, you've been playing like every item out of your hand as you draw into them. So like, is there really any reason to Eerie here? Doesn't seem like it. Now the bench is full. Bench is full here. Pokestop hit from Leon, mills the Eerie. Goes into the Arven. Yeah, there's no Flute possibility now. There's a counter catcher in hand. Yeah, what are we? I don't even know. We're going for the Night Stretcher. Can go get a Bravery Charm as well. Does Stefan have 3 prizes to take in hand with Dusknoir, Star Portal, Red Candy? Next turn, yeah. Yeah, Stefan can win the game next turn for sure. No problem. It should be pretty easy. Mirage Barrage both Snorlax right now. Could have. I don't know if that's worth it, though. It's a lot of energy gone. That might have been fine, though. Because then you just have Prime Catcher KO Rotom next turn, maybe. It is possible, I guess. Is Is there a world where Stefan wins 2 in a row? Games? I mean, yes, but it looks unlikely. It looks unlikely. There's a Night Stretcher. Another Snorlax is recovered here from Leon. I assume it's just going to be Counter Catcher up, the other Palkia V on the bench. But Vaughn can just pop Dusknoir and then use like Star Portal and then be able to attack with this Palkia V-Star possibly. But does have the Prime Catcher in hand. So game should be over next turn through Mirage Barrage. No. Stefan should be able to... There should be a way to win the game here. Yeah, the Dusclops is there, so you can just recover Night Stretcher here, Stefan. Yeah, so Stefan should have game here. Yeah, Stefan has guaranteed game here. But it might involve using your Palkia V-Star as well. You should get a Night Stretcher off of Irida, and then you win. There we go. Yeah, it's game over. You go pop Dusknoir, 130 active, and then you recover Dusclops. Use Palkia to accelerate the energy to the Froakie. Just pop the Dusknoir first. Yeah, pop Nor. Sure. Same difference. And then get back the thing. Just don't Candy Greninja. Okay, yeah. Gets that out of the way first. Just get it done. Candy Greninja. Prime Catcher. Yep. Prime Catcher Rhodey. And then we need Dusclops KO the Snorlax on the bench. All right, and we go to game 3. Only 7 minutes left, though. My prediction would be we're going to get a tie here. My prediction is we're definitely going to get a tie here. I don't think there's a... If anyone's going to win, it's going to be Stefan. Leon never wins. Leon never wins. Stefan could win. It is just unlikely. Unless they have like a general, it's possible they have a gentleman's agreement, and then if Leon like Misfortune Sisters rips Prime Catcher switch and has like a couple Snorlax in play and that's it, then if they have a gentleman's agreement based on that, it's possible. But my assumption would be that they probably don't. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this was the situation. I forget who mentioned in chat. We could have gone like Dusknoir, Squawkabilly, KO the Snorlax, load up energy on Greninja for Mirage Barrage, which might have been correct, to be honest. That might have been the way to go. I do like the idea of that play actually, because that gives us access to Mirage Barrage on the next turn. I don't know if it's like a guaranteed win or anything, but I'd have to go back and like look at that and think about that. All right, Squawkabilly's prized here for Stefan, which is a good prize card. 2 Arven prize for Leon. Could hurt the initial setup, but yeah, nothing too important prized on either side. And it looks like Leon chose for Stefan to go first, which I think you definitely want to go first in this matchup. Stefan has a reasonably aggressive hand here. Here comes the Vessel to get rid of the Radiant Greninja. Has an Iono already. And the Palkia V-Star, but there is a Mimikyu in the active, but we are just a Candy Dusknoir away from actually being able to get rid of that, which is not very far, to be honest. So it gets a couple water energy, load one up on the active, and then probably just pass, and then has the Iono looking for that Candy Dusknoir next turn to try and be aggressive. Go against Palkia, that feels incorrect. Yeah, definitely, it feels incorrect to go second here, I think, as Leon. So Trek and Shoes here, we're looking for, honestly, probably more Duskulls. A Pokestop would be pretty good to start setting aggressive pace. Getting rid of water seems fine. Vacuum could be pretty good on the next turn, depending on what tool cards we could put into play. And there's the pass. All right, Leon immediately into a Flute. This could be a big Flute. Froakie and Duskull would have been good for Stefan, but yeah, Leon says, nah, I'm good. Does have Nest Ball for that Rotom and a Snorlax in hand as well. So Leon is going to get set up here a little bit. He's going to go for the Rotom. Only 5 minutes left at this point. All right, I've recovered. Oh, all right, I've recovered. I'm gonna sneeze again. All right. I think I'm back. Yeah, oh my god. All right, I'm back. Oh, that was a lot of sneezing. Oh my gosh. I gotta go get some like yeah, I think someone mentioned in chat, but I think maybe Stefan should have just bench Greninja turn 1, to be honest. I think Stefan definitely maybe should have just bench Greninja turn 1. A big play here from Stefan would be retreat to Radiant Greninja plus Candy, Dusknoir, KO, Rotom, and the Mimikyu. And we have an Ultra Ball, but just kind of a Rare Candy short here. There's a Pokestop. 1, 2. There's a Rare Candy. So Stefan has retreat to Radiant Greninja, KO Mimikyu, KO Rotom. If we want to go for it. It is a lot. A lot of resources gone. We could just play it a little bit more chill and just go Candy, Dusknoir, KO the active with the Dusknoir, and then punch with Palkia, whatever gets sent up. That would also be a play here as well. I'm curious to see what Stefan goes for here. With the water and the Greninja. I feel like the vacuum could have gone there, to be honest. Goes for the Dusknoir. That would be like way too much energy to go for it, though, to be honest, from Stefan. Yeah, I don't think Stefan can afford to... I don't think Stefan can afford to actually go for the big play that I was talking about. I don't think that's actually a possibility. I think we have to go for just KO the Mimikyu with the Dusknoir and then punch whatever comes to the active. Yeah. Makes the most sense. The other play would have been cool, but it's too much. And I think the vacuum could have been discarded there from Stefan. I don't know. I guess maybe fans and Bravery Charms are something to be afraid of. The Rotom gets pushed here. Stefan could retreat to Palkia V now, though. And then go Palkia V KO. And then we're not leaving our Greninja in the active. I kind of want Stefan to do it, to be honest. We got to win fast. Even Leon getting like one potential draw off of Rotom here would be bad. Or could be the game. I feel like now that this play has been given to us, the problem with retreating to the Radiant Greninja is the Radiant Greninja is in the active against the Snorlax. But with this play here, now Leon would also need a counter catcher. I do like this play from Stefan, I think. I do like it. One minute left. Here comes a nest ball from Leon. Stefan does need 3 prize cards still. So it would be pretty unlikely to be able to draw 3 prize cards, although it is possible. Some double Dusknoir action could go down. Leon's thinking about the Mimikyu. The game is definitely going to end on this turn for Leon for sure. So Stefan will have 2 turns left, but that's it. Stefan will only have 2 turns left, but it is possible for Stefan to do it in 2 turns to win. Mimikyu's been found. Has another Snorlax in hand. Looks like it's just going to be penny into Mimikyu. Ooh, I don't even know if I like this Snorlax bench here from Leon. Leon could have pennied into Mimikyu and just had a lone Mimikyu board. Yeah, Leon could have had a lone Mimikyu board, which would have been interesting. That means Stefan couldn't get a prize card next turn, which means you're guaranteed the tie there as Leon, I feel like. Maybe Dusknoir should still get involved, but now Prime Catcher can get involved on Stefan's side. Yeah, I feel like Leon shouldn't have benched. Leon should have gone lone Mimikyu board state, right? There's nothing Stefan can do against a lone Mimikyu. All right, has Vessel. needs Duskull's and needs to take a knockout this turn. Like, Stefan needs like Candy Greninja Prime, KO Snorlax, plus double Duskull or something. There's a couple energy. Yeah, that's like the play that I'm putting together in my head right now. Prime Catcher with Greninja, KO Snorlax, bench double Duskull, go. And then from there, I think it is possible for Stefan to win on the next turn. But we'll see. But if Leon had a lone Mimikyu board state, I don't think Leon could lose, actually, because Leon could have had lone Mimikyu, then bench double Snorlax next turn. Of course, you do risk getting Iono'd and only having a Mimikyu, but I don't know. I guess this play does force Stefan to have Prime like this turn to get a KO. Stefan doing the math. Has a little bit of draw power and play to work with. A decent amount. We have concealed cards plus Pokestop. That's okay. We could also get into a draw supporter as well at some point. We do have the Irida in hand, actually. We have Irida to work with as well. Just thinking about maybe playing the Irida first. Okay, here we go. Concealed cards. 1, 2. Duskull number 1. Ultra Ball potentially for a Duskull number 2. We just need a rare candy or the Prime off the Pokestop, and then the Irida can get the other one. Fawn is pretty close to the combo. I don't like that choice from Stefan. I'm actually curious what Stefan's going to grab here. Going for Prime. Oh, I guess we could just attack with... Wait, how can we do that? Oh, I guess Stefan can just attack with Palkia here, actually. Okay, that's fine, actually. Because we can hard retreat this Palkia, then attach to the Palkia, evolve to the V-Star Prime Catcher KO Snorlax. Okay, this works as well. I still kind of like the hitting Pokestop. Well, no, because I guess if we hit Pokestop, we can mill our Palkia V-Star. Yeah, maybe this is fine. Maybe this makes more sense. Seems fine. I assume we're going to hit Pokestop now, though. But this works. We do want to get down a second Duskull here as well, I think, this turn. But this play does work. Just have to retreat first. Alright, Pokestop first. Goodbye, Duskull. Switch is good. Switch is not good in the hand here, though. From Stefan, because now Leon knows where the switch is. And now Leon knows where the switch is. That's the bad part about this. We'd rather have it in the deck, and then Leon can, if Leon really wants to play Misfortune Sisters to try and find it, go for it. We'll see how you do. Fawn goes for a Night Stretcher for a Duskull. Then we should see that retreat play happen here. That's retreat. Prime it back to the active. There's the Prime. Okay, comes back up. And then we have the Evolve and the Attach for the KO. And then we're looking for some Dusknors on that next turn. Okay, goodbye Snorlax. Let's see what Leon can put together here. But if Leon had just held on to, or just went for a lone Mimikyu board state, the only thing is at that point you risk getting Iono'd, I guess. But so what does Leon need here? What do you even want here as Leon? Honestly, Iono seems like the best play here from Leon. Push up Mimikyu, Iono, or push up Snorlax, counter catcher plus Iono. Seem pretty decent from Leon. I don't see an Iono in the hand here, though. It's definitely possible for Stefan to pull this off. There's a Bravery Charm. That does get the Snorlax out of range. Honestly, I think... Or I guess counter catcher plus Eerie would have been good from Leon as well. Yeah, counter catcher plus Eerie. There's a Pokestop. Found a Floop, but you can't even play it. Once again, the supporter options are limited. There's no counter catcher plus Eerie. Even if you found the Eerie off of the Pokegear, there's no counter catcher in hand to combo with it. Arvin for countercatcher one time. It doesn't matter. We know the switch is in Stefan's hand. Arvin for countercatcher doesn't do anything here. Goes for a Pokegear. I think Eerie is the best play here from Leon, to be honest, still. But not to get rid of the switch, to get rid of other combo pieces in the hand. No Eerie found. Yeah, I think the best play from here, from Leon, is Eerie. Not to get rid of the switch in the hand, but to get rid of... Eerie plus countercatcher would have been really good with Snorlax in the active, but we don't have that. But if we have just Eerie here, I think that still would have been decent. Yeah. Can Zerosic ever win here? I don't think so, no. I don't think Stefan cares that much about what's in the hand. I guess Stefan would lose access to Ultra Ball is probably the only thing. Leon's thinking about... I guess also, like, maybe some kind of penny combo would have worked here for Leon as well, to be honest. Like, we could have pennied the Snorlax, but benched an Ogerpon or something with a Bravery Charm. Now Leon is going for, it looks like, an Ogerpon with the Nest Ball here, but that's not going to make a big difference here. There's still two liabilities in play. I guess this means... Oh, hold on, though, right? So now what does Stefan need to win? Because now if you KO the active Mimikyu with Candy Dusknoir, Stefan would need like Candy Dusknoir, and... Yeah, it's going to be tough for Stefan to win now. Now you need like double... Oh, you could double Dusknoir KO the Ogerpon though. Yeah, it's not terrible. Yeah, it's not that hard to get. That's definitely possible. Yeah, true. You can just double pop the... I was thinking we still have to go through the Mimikyu, but we don't. You definitely want to put a Bravery Charm on the Ogerpon, though. Because otherwise, Stefan could go, like, Dusclops, Candy Dusknoir, Candy Greninja. Yeah. But if you have Candy Greninja, you probably have Candy Dusknoir as well anyways. On the Mimikyu, never makes any sense. It doesn't matter on the Mimikyu ever. Okay, so this does mean Stefan can go... with the Greninja play now. But it's probably just... Stefan's play from here on out is probably just look for Candy Dusknoir. Or Candy Dusknoir, excuse me. Yeah, double Candy Dusknoir here is the play for Stefan. I don't even know if it's possible to draw in that other sequence that I was talking about. I think there is a Dusknoir in the deck here, so we should Ultra Ball before we hit Pokestop. Here comes the Ultra Ball. Probably get rid of Vacuum Ultra Ball because you can keep the Vacuum, or excuse me, Ultra Ball in a way, Countercatcher Ultra Ball, because you can keep the Vacuum to go double Pokestop here as Stefan. And we just need to find Candy Dusknoir to win here. There's two Candy, there's Dusknoir. I don't see a Night Stretcher. No, there's a Night Stretcher in there, so it's all in there. It's all in there for Stefan. We have access to double Pokestop, and we have a Trek and Choose in hand as well. A lot of draw supporters left, although the best one is Irida for sure. Iono's not even that good at this point. Only gets Stefan two cards. Finding something like Mew could be pretty good for some draw power as well. No Gust left, so we can't Gust around the Mimikyu. Yeah, it just has to come down to double Dusknoir. There's two Candy and I think actually it is just two Candy Night Stretcher left. I thought there was a Candy in hand, but there's not. So I think Stefan needs to get double Candy Dusknoir here. All right, Pokestop number 1. Ultra Ball, but the Mew got discarded. That's the only thing you'd ever want to Ultra Ball for. So now we vacuum away the Ultra Ball and hit Pokestop again. Then we have a Trek and Choose to work with after that. It's not great. Maybe there was an argument for Stefan to have hit the Trek and Choose first. Possibly. Now that Irida's gone, the only thing Irida and Mew got discarded in that, which are like the two things you'd want to find off Trek and Choose anyways. Wait, Stefan thinking about getting rid of the Dusknoir? The Switch or the Dusknoir doesn't really matter, to be honest. The Ultra Ball doesn't matter. The Switch doesn't matter. This is your last turn, so you never have time to use the Switch anyways. You're never going to play the Ultra Ball either. All right, Pokestop number 2. We need to hit like Candy Stretcher. Nest Ball. Candy. Iono, and I think that will do it here. I don't think there's a way to actually get access to another Candy Dusknoir here with a Dusknoir in the discard pile. We have the Trekking Shoes, but that's not going to give us enough here from Stefan. Maybe going to play this Nest Ball first. Pop the Dusknoir and play the Nest Ball, I guess. Oh, I guess we could get an Iono into Candy Stretcher, to be honest, from Stefan here. Unfortunately, Mew got discarded earlier in the sequence, which is super unfortunate for Stefan. All right, there's the punch. Now we can play Nest Ball to go get a basic, if there's a basic left, but I honestly don't know if there is one. If Mew was here, that would be great. So now we have to Trekking Shoes into... Ooh, there's... Okay, so you have to... As Stefan here, you have to Trekking Shoes into Iono, and then Iono into Candy Stretcher, and then you win. So pretty unlikely, but it's technically possible here. Honestly, if the Mew didn't get discarded there, Stefan had probably a decent shot here, to be honest, of actually getting to the Candy Stretcher. With Mew being discarded, though, it feels less so. All right, do we find Iono? Here we go. It's Iono! Are the next two cards Candy and Stretcher? This would be a crazy draw. No. They are not. It is not Candy Stretcher, and we get a tie. Neither of the pieces. Might have been the next two. Yeah, almost able to close out that game 3, though. It was close. Stefan almost got there. First they put Stall on the stream, and now they just put an auto win for Drago on the stream. Is Sablezard good? No. Lost Box is like okay, I would say. Listen, all right. Maybe Jack plays Manaphy, right? Maybe Jack plays Manaphy. I do see an Iron Thorns in the deck. That's something. That could make things interesting. I don't want to... We're here now, so this is what we have to... We're here now, so this is what we have to deal with. So what can we hope for from Jack here? Does play Iron Thorns, but also plays 4 Colress and needs to play them to play the game. That's the problem here. I did see the Iron Thorns in the deck, I'm pretty sure. So an aggressive Iron Thorns shuts down the Ogre Pawns, shuts down Legacy Star, shut down Squawkabilly, shuts down Mew. There is some possibility, I guess, here. Immediate hard retreat from Jack here into the first Comfey here. Here into the first Comfey here. Here. Gate and water. Gates are pretty important. Goes ahead and gets rid of the water. And that might be it. We got a Colress for next turn. There is a Manaphy in the hand. Okay, hold up. Maybe I spoke a little too soon. I think I saw a Manaphy in the hand there for Jack. Temple of Sinnoh into the Iono. So Kaiwan just aggressively burning the Temple of Sinnoh. Doesn't want the possibility of being able to bump a Pokestop later, it looks like. We get a fresh 6. Looking for at least a Drago and an attachment. There's the Kyurem. Is playing the Noctowl. Broken card. Do you bench Kyurem and attach here? Or do you wait for a Colress? I would almost bench Kyurem attach. I would probably attach in general just so you can E-switch it next turn possibly. Or on a future turn. That is what Kaiwan's going to do. But I feel like we could have attached to the Kyurem there. Interesting. Okay. Over to Jack. Now Jack should know what Kaiwan is playing. With the Hoot bench. And the Temple of Sinnoh in play. Plus the Iono. We should know it's Drago. And I think I did see Jack have the Manaphy. We do have a Poffin in hand, so we can go get Manaphy. And a Cram Punch into the active is actually decent here. We could even see a Moonlight Shuriken, 90 active. Load up some damage on the Hoot. Sableye could clean up the Ogre Pond later. Removing the Hoot from play would be nice here. Oh no, Jack didn't play the Poffin. Is there no... No, there is a Manaphy. All right, that's just a misplay from Jack then. Definitely should have played the Poffin. I was like, no, did I not see the Manaphy? Dude, if Jack does not bench this Manaphy... There's the Iron Thorns, and we have the ability to get into Thorns here to shut stuff down. I feel like Thorns is good. Thorns is good. Wait, there's a Fire Energy on the active. Of course we know it's Drago at this point. Dude, if Jack retreats and punches with Cram and does not bench this Manaphy. Colress and something there. That's why I'm like nervous at this point for that Jack is just not going to bench the Manaphy because Jack didn't Poffin for Manaphy immediately at the beginning of the turn. He's thinking about Prime Hoot Hoot. I don't know how much I like Prime Hoot Hoot. Yeah, like I said, I think the Thorns is like a good option in this matchup for sure. Jack didn't seem to give it much thought at all though. Like almost immediately discarded it. Dude. Bench. No! You can't do that, bro. Dude. All right. Well, he gets punished immediately. All right. I think there's a Super Rod in the hand here for Kaiwen, so deciding which energy to want Super Rod back to the deck, and it looks like it is going to be a Grass Super Rod. Makes sense. You can E-switch the fire off, and now you can draw to Grass. Jack plays the Manaphy. Jack also plays the Manaphy. Is this bait, though? Is this bait? Is Jack playing the long game here and being like, I'm not going to bench Manaphy game 1. I will let Kaiwen use Kyurem, and then game 2 and 3, I'll have Manaphy to work with and can surprise Kaiwen with it later. Possibly. Okay, we got a nest ball here for that Drago. Finally, for Kaiwen. Also has another nest ball in the hand, I believe. I think it's the first deck search as well, so doing the prize checking. Hasn't actually gone through that process yet. Does play the Canceling Cologne. I saw that in there. So despite the Manaphy existing in Jack's build, we do have a way around it here for Kaiwen in that Canceling Cologne. And also can use Kyurem as just an attacker in this matchup. Like you can go like Kyurem, knock out Cram, even if there's something on the bench. You can always make plays like that happen as Kaiwen. And he's playing that Jamming Tower in there. I saw that in there. Teching for the many Bravery Charms that these Raging Bolt players are playing. Nest ball number 2 here. Probably for another pawn. Thinking about it, unsure. As Vessel has a lot of energy. Could definitely get value out of a second Ogre Pawn here. And there's a threat of that other Ogre Pawn like getting knocked out next turn by like another Cram or a Sableye or something, I guess. Well, kind of. I guess the Kyurem play is happening, so there's not too big of a threat of that happening. Vessel here. Gets the fire, gets the grass. Hasn't attached return yet, and hasn't used either Ogre Pawn ability. He's going to be able to cycle the deck a little bit here with the pawns and get that... oh, no, we did attach a Kyurem, right? We attached a Kyurem. I take it back. So maybe we should have got more grass there? We have 2 grass in hand, I guess. Has Prime Catcher. So that could set up for another Kyurem play on the next turn. Like I said, the Canceling Cologne is in the deck. As Ultra Ball. I don't know if there's a real reason to play the Ultra Ball here. Just going to be... yeah, the attack from the Kyurem. Knockout, Cram, double comfy. 3 prize turn. Not bad. Good day's work. Okay, over to Jack. And Jack has that Manaphy in hand. And we have to reset up here a little bit. Honestly, this is interesting though. Jack could play... Jack doesn't have to like commit comfies and stuff back down to the bench, to be honest. Once again, we could hide. We could hide our... Ooh, okay. There's a Stadium in play. I doubt Kaiwen is expecting Roaring Moon. If Jack can get to 7 here, Jack could go Prime Catcher KO, Drago off the bench with Moon. I guess it is weak to grass, so we just die to... maybe that's not that good. In my head, that was a better play. If we had Iron Thorns here, Iron Thorns KO Ogre Pawn off the bench that has 2 energy would be pretty good. No, yeah, the Iron Thorns here would have been sick, to be honest. Iron Thorns KO the Ogre Pawn off the bench, shut down Legacy Star, shut down the follow-up Teal Mask shenanigans, whatever. It's going to be the retreat. Here comes the Comfy. There's the Moon. There's a switch card. Moon feels important. Moon feels pretty good to keep here. We're even benching it. Yeah, Moon does just die to Ogre Pawn. And I assume if you're going in with Moon here, we're going to go KO the Drago. This does give a ton of information over to Kaiwen to work with. Okay, now Kaiwen knows. Okay, you have the Moon. Possible if Kaiwen knew about the Moon, Kaiwen wouldn't have played that Temple of Sinnoh. I don't think it's a mistake there for Kaiwen to have played it. I might have played this differently had we known about it. All right, going back through. Going for Dark Psychic to this moon, and then I assume second gate is going to grab a Dark to the moon, and then a Water to the Greninja, maybe. We'll see. Dark to the moon, Water to Greninja, okay. And the moon will be able to KO that Drago with that Prime Catcher, and we can do it without using Frenzy Gouging, but Ogerpon does just KO. Ogerpon does just KO the moon back, so you could even just attack with Kyurem here again as Kaiwin, I guess, and you could just go like KO the Comfey, 110 on Greninja, 110 on the moon, and just not KO it, I guess. The Manaphy comes down. Honestly, from here as Jack, I think I would have liked to have seen Jack not bench Manaphy. Because you probably lose this game already as Jack here. Be like, maybe we should go for like some kind of Hail Mary play. Just do this play and be like, well, if your hand is like just really, really bad, maybe I can win. But now that you've shown Kaiwin Manaphy, Kaiwin can now approach game 2 so much differently. Because the big play in this matchup is utilizing Kyurem. So now knowing about Manaphy, that can make Kaiwin play this so differently. I kind of don't like the Manaphy bench here from Jack. Because like getting attacked by Kyurem here isn't that big. Like, Kyurem's not that good of an attacker here for Kaiwin anyways. The best attacker here is the Ogerpon, right? So I feel like Jack could have chilled and just not bench the Manaphy and just don't give that information over to Kaiwin. I'm really thinking really hard about this. On this nest ball. I assume there's plenty of energy left to actually knock out the active here with Ogerpon. Drago is searched out here. Has an Ultra Ball and a Grass to work with. There's a Research in hand as well. Plenty of options. Ultra Ball could even get the Noctowl. We could use that to find like a Vessel to get some more energy for the Ogerpon. I guess currently you do have access to the Kyurem canceling Cologne play actually through the Noctowl. Gonna start with that Cycling. Found Pheasantipity. Guess we could draw with that as well here. Get bench space for it. Still need to find that grass energy. Thinking about giving up the Iono here. I think we're probably just trying to hold this hand. Or maybe not, actually. I don't even know how we're trying to play this as Kaiwin. Is this a research situation? Maybe it could be. You can also just Dippity for 3 first here and just see what we get. You can also just bench Dippity and then play research as well. We just need a grass energy here. We're drawing 10 cards. We should be good to find it. Or an E-switch actually works as well, because Kaiwin could just E-switch from the bench to the active, and that would also get the knockout. There's an Ultra Ball. Can just grab. I was going for the Noctowl. I was just trying to guarantee the Owl. Okay. Seems fine. Design up Vessel plus Canceling Cologne. Seems fine. I mean, there might be some kind of potential Rock Sand play that could come out from Jack here, so committing to the Owl here could lead to that. But it feels like if we're going for the Owl, then we should just have Dippity first, then? Maybe Kaiwin is going for the Prime Catcher play, though, actually. Okay, it is going to be the Gus on the Manaphy. Okay, so it's committing to the Kyurem this turn. Going to go for the Canceling Cologne play. And then try and win the game from there. It's Canceling Cologne plus E-switch. Okay, sounds good. So it goes for the Kyurem play right now. I assume it's going to go... I mean, I guess you don't have to take... I assume you're going to knock out the Manaphy and the Comfey, though. And just put yourself down to 1 prize card. Oh, and then even could play the Iono this turn as well, I guess. Now the Ogerpon is set up as well. And goes for the Iono to disrupt Jack's hand instead of just drawing a ton of cards this turn. Sure. And then draw 3 with Pheasantipity. After that. Drew into a Vessel, so could play that first. Might be a couple energies still left to thin out of the deck. There's a Grass, or a couple Grass actually to grab here. And we haven't used the other Ogerpon yet either. Get 4 cards here for Jack. And it's okay. But, I mean, this game was already seeming to be insurmountable, to be honest. And that's how it's feeling here. As we cure him to knock out the Manaphy, the Comfy, and I guess you just put 110 on the Greninja, so you could just cure him again and knock out the Greninja, I guess. Hitting the Roaring Moon doesn't seem to matter too much here. I think you just go KO. I guess you could also trap the Manaphy in the active, but I think you just go KO Manaphy, KO Comfy, and then punch the Greninja. Punches the Moon instead. I think punching the Greninja seems a little bit better, just so you can win with Kyurem, KO Greninja still next turn. The Moon having more damage on it doesn't really change how you would KO the Moon, I don't think. I guess it stops a potential Frenzy Gouging, though. But I don't know if that is something to be super scared of. It does stop a potential Frenzy Gouging, though, I guess. Then I guess the Kyurem would still win anyways. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it just shuts off the gouging, I guess. That's what we get out of it. I'm not sure how scared of gouging we are, though. Oh, Ursaluna's pretty good here. Okay, this would actually be a reason. Now that I'm thinking about it, this would be a reason actually for I wouldn't have played that differently, because Ursaluna KO Drago with like, well, they have to be playing Counter Catcher as well, Counter Catcher Roxanne, because then all you need was like a Kyurem to win the game on the Greninja. Okay, but just has Ursaluna knockout, and then Kaiwan has Boss knockout on the Moon, and we go to game 2. Plenty of time left. Yeah, so Jack does play the Manaphy, which makes things better, but it's still going to be a tough matchup. It's definitely a tough matchup. The Kyurem is such an efficient attacker, and you can use the Kyurem to just like, you can just attack with Kyurem. Like you can go with 1 energy attack, knock out a Cram, knock out a Comfy, it's in the active, and eventually you can build up the Kyurem play to that Canceling Cologne Gust play around the Manaphy, draw a bunch of prize cards, or spread a lot of damage depending on how big the attackers are in play for Jack. And then you can do it again. There's nothing stopping you from doing like back-to-back Kyurem plays with Legacy Star. That's what you can save your Legacy Star, because it's so easy to set up Kyurem as an attacker. You don't really have to commit to a Legacy Star to get Kyurem cooking in this matchup. So I assume Jack will choose first, which makes sense going to the 6th game. The big thing I don't want to see Jack do, I want to see Jack keep the Iron Thorns. I think the Iron Thorns is really, really good in this matchup as like an early attacker, just to like put pressure on. We're not going to be taking big knockouts. Obviously, if you want to go for the Roaring Moon, you can, but the option of the Iron Thorns is just really, really strong. So definitely want to see Jack try and hold on to that. Definitely want to see Jack try and hold on to the Iron Thorns. And we'll see here if Jack chose... Oh, we got a mulligan here from Kaiwan first, actually. Hold up. Prize cards, double Super Rod. But I assume Jack's playing 4, and one of them is in the first 2. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal here for Jack. Could be a big deal if we're trying to set up like the first attack we're trying to do is like a Mirage Gate play, and we end up with a lot of energy in our discard pile off the start from Jack. And we can't find a Super Rod to actually combo with Mirage Gate early on. That could be trouble. Prime Catcher prized here for Kaiwan, which is a big part of the Canceling Cologne combo. Yeah, that is a big part of the Canceling Cologne combo for Kaiwan. Boss is a possibility as well, but nothing prized off this Heavy Ball. Yeah, Boss is a possibility as well to set up with Canceling Cologne, but Prime Catcher is a little bit more aggressive, a little bit better. You can pick your prize cards in any order when you're on stream, or do you have to pick an order? You can pick your prize cards up in any order. All right, and the prize cards are basically put back down in the exact same order, or at least for the Super Rods, which is like the best ones to do. Don't like the Heavy Ball before Boffin. That is true. Yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah, I would like to see the Heavy Ball have been played first, to be honest. I just assumed Jack didn't have too much else besides the Heavy Ball, but there was the Boffin. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still like, yeah, we should have definitely pushed Boffin first, because even if there's a Comfy prize, we would still take 2 Comfies out of the deck. There's a Vacuum getting Lost Zoned there, and then just pass over to Kaiwan. Okay. All right, so no Colress in the discard pile here. Just draw Research, but not a bad Research. Did lose a Boss, but was able to get rid of Tina, which is kind of whatever. But the Dragon Pulse is the big one. The draw there from Kaiwan, though. Oh, no, there's a Drago. It's not that bad. I thought it was pretty tough. Maybe wants to load up the energy on the bench one instead. Goes to the active here. Another Drago. 2 Drago. I can't tell what's in the rest of the hand. I think there might be an Iono in the hand, so the hand might be... yeah, the hand has an Iono. So the hand is very much live here for Kaiwen. All right, into the Colress here from Jack. Kyurem has been activated. So we do need to find ourselves the Manaphy, which is not prized. It's in the deck somewhere. We do need to find it here as Jack, though. We're not trying to, like, lose. Not lose, but basically lose to a turn 2 Kyurem. But currently, Jack does not have an out to a basic Pokemon. Got a couple Comfeys to use. I think Jack also got rid of... There's the Poffin. We need to take the Poffin. We need Manaphy. You have to take the Poffin. Okay, thank goodness. I was getting scared. He has Palpad in hand. Oh, true. There is a Palpad in hand, so we could recover the Colress. Give ourselves one more turn to find the Manaphy. But we might want to try and save the Palpad for a little bit higher value targets. I don't know if I like the third Comfey here. Third Comfey seems like okay. Yeah, it seems all right. Energy. So it is just a retreat and punch with Cram here, I think, from Jack. Not really too much else to do. I mean, could like prime catch a punch something else. That doesn't seem really worth it though. Yeah, 110 into the Ogre Pawn. I mean, I could see prime punching a Drago because it could get stuck in the active, or that Drago specifically has to attack next turn maybe. Vessel top deck is pretty good here from Kaiwen. Immediately gives up on the Owl and then gonna go search out double grass. So it's pretty close to just an E-Switch and a Drago V-Star away from the knockout. Looks like made note of the Kyurem and the Canceling Cologne there, I think, on the pass-through. Yeah, just going for the grass. Is this Kaiwen's first search? I think it is, right? I just assumed we had prize checked up to this point, but I don't think we have. We can see 2 more cards here from the Ogre Pawns, or at least 1 more. We might just attach the other grass for turn to the Drago. Accelerate to the active. I feel like we should have accelerated to the bench Ogre Pawn there, to be honest. Maybe it's not like a huge deal. Could play the Jamming Tower as well here from Kaiwen to shut off the rescue board, but then you do give the stadium over to Jack to potentially utilize with the Roaring Moon. I'm not too sure about that, to be honest, though. I guess shutting off the rescue board seems pretty good, though. All right, 6 new cards here. That's not great. I think I see an Ultra Ball. You could Ultra Ball for the V-Star here. Kyurem's in the hand, I believe, alongside Canceling Cologne. Yeah, you can attack this turn as Kaiwen, but you need to get an energy switch off of the Drago here. As Kyurem is thinking about Kyurem, are we just going to bench retreat to Kyurem and pass? Maybe. Sacrifice the Kyurem for a turn. Super Rod, Mew. Yeah, it's just a sacrificial Kyurem here from Kaiwen. Oh, there's a research in the hand as well. All right, yeah. It's going to be a pass here. If we just had an energy switch here, we could have just E-switched to the active and then just like knocked out the Cram with the Kyurem, which could have been cool, but no E-switch. And Kyurem does have 130 HP, so Cram does not knock it out back. So if Jack wants to get the KO this turn, would need some more stuff to work with. Has quite a few switches in the hand. It looks like that's about it. Just switches. There's a vacuum as well. I guess that can build up the Lost Zone. pretty aggressively here. I guess that's like another reason Kaiwen maybe didn't want to put the jamming tower in play, because it does give a stadium over to Jack to utilize. We'd find a Greninja there. We could Greninja this turn, and we could just try and go for like snipe double Dragos with Greninja. That would be interesting. Switch card is found. Switch card and switch card. Okay, so we're continuing to chain here. Plenty of switch cards in hand. Have the vacuum. Should be able to easily get to 7 here. Or we're already at 7 here. The question is, what will we be able to attack with more so than anything? 1 Mirage Gate, no energy. So currently it's looking like just a cram punch here from Jack, which is not that good. It's very okay. Comes the switch. Into the cram. Just going to commit to the cram punch. Could have gone for 1 more Comfy there. Chooses not to. Just punch it. The active, that seems fine. E-switch top deck here from Kaiwen. He's now going for this Ultra Ball here. I assume Kaiwen is going to go for the Canceling Cologne play this turn. So you could... Ooh, yeah, you could play Canceling Cologne. Oh, you need a boss, though. So that means you have to Legacy... So you could go play Canceling Cologne and then Legacy Star into boss Canceling Cologne. Or a potential another Huron play, depending on what you discard, I guess. I assume that's the play here from Kaiwen. I almost wonder if Kaiwen should have Ultra Balled away the research then. Yeah, I wonder if Kaiwen should have Ultra Balled away the research and kept a Mew to draw cards with. I don't know how big of a liability the Mew is here, to be honest. All right, oh, that's pretty clean. Another boss was discarded, but that's kind of fine. So you can recover. Oh, so did not play the Canceling Clone first, though. So we can't double Canceling Clone this game as Kaiwen. Could have played Canceling Clone first there. And then recovered Canceling Cologne. I guess depending on what the discard was, you're maybe not recovering the boss. I guess it's possible. There's a ramp from the Manaphy. There's a Canceling Cologne. There's the E-switch from the bench to the active. And then, yeah, Kyurem can take the knockout on triple Comfy. Could KO Cram double Comfy. You could also KO the Manaphy here. Just goes for the triple Comfy, though. Just all the draw support gone. You could KO the Manaphy here, though. So then that's like another thing Jack has to, like, recover. And then you could maybe just Kyurem again next turn with a Super Rod. But that should be... That's pretty good, like, tempo there for Kaiwen now. Triple knockout is just 2 prize cards away from winning the game. Seems like you're in a pretty good spot here, to be honest. And that's why this matchup is tough. Even with Manaphy, even if you play the Manaphy, the Kyurem usually still finds its targets, as we see here. The Canceling Cologne combo was not that hard for Kaiwen to set up. It's even that much easier to potentially play into with the Knock Towel. So Jack is in a pretty tough spot here. And that Drago is pretty much ready to go on the back line. And Jack does have a way to one-hit KO the Drago, but it does involve the Frenzied Gouging of the Moon. All right, we found a Colress here off this Comfy here. Found a Colress here off this Comfy here. We found a Colress off the Comfy. I gotta stop saying double here. We have found ourselves Roaring Moon and Prime Catcher. We could look to Frenzy. If we Frenzy... Hold on, though. If we could Frenzy Gouging this turn from Jack, that sounds okay. I don't know if Jack has that play in hand, though. I think we're short an energy, a dark energy. Let's see. But that would be decent, I think. Frenzy Gouging the Regidrago this turn. We do have Radiant Greninja in hand, so we can concealed cards into a second gate or a dark energy here from Jack. I think, I mean, Kaiwen could respond to a Frenzy Gouging by just going attach a Kyurem knockout. I mean, that wouldn't be great, but you got to do something here as Jack. You got to do something. I feel like KOing the Drago now before it gets a chance to attack is probably the best play for Jack. See what Jack can actually line up here, though. It's back, double Lightning and a Comfy. And then we do have a Nest Ball to get that Comfy into play. Still no options for a big attack this turn, I don't think, from Jack. Besides Ursaluna. I guess you could attack with Ursaluna. But I don't even know what you'd want to hit with Ursaluna here. Attacking with Ursaluna here seems pretty mid, to be honest. Yeah, attacking with Ursaluna does seem pretty mid. Okay, well, other Drago. But then you just get Tina knocked out back. I think Tina's already in the discard pile set up for Kaiwin. One more Comb for use getting used here. We could still, I think we can still get to the... There's the Dark Energy. Okay, we can get the Frenzy Gouging KO on it. I think that's the best play to go with here. Nothing seems great, but I think this is the best play for Jack. Yeah, nothing seems great, but this seems like the best play is Frenzied Gouging. Remove the Drago from play. You do just die to Kyurem as a response. And then I don't think you're in a ridiculously good spot as Jack, but I think this is probably the best play overall. If that Drago gets to attack, I feel like we just lose. So I don't hate this play from Jack, but there's no good play here. There's no like, oh, I feel like I'm going to win the game play. Every play feels like I still probably lose here, but I think this might be the best. That's kind of where we're at now. Okay, Kyurem just re-promoted as Kaiwin. Like I said, you can just use the Kyurem here to get the return knockout. Switch top deck. I don't know if it's going to be that big of a deal to try and keep that around for later or not. He's eyeing up this Ultra Ball. But I honestly don't hate establishing another fresh Ogerpon to work around. Although if you can just set up the other Ogerpon or Drago behind this Kyurem, you should be pretty set to go at that point. I think maybe next turn Roxanne take 3 with Sableye might work. You'd maybe prefer to try and keep the Kyurem trapped in the active and force Kaiwin to have an energy, to be honest. I'm not sure. Although Kaiwin has a ton of energy left. Maybe that's not worth it, actually. Take it back. Drawing 3 prize cards aggressively next turn doesn't really do anything. Unless KO the Kyurem becomes like... You think KO the Kyurem is like that big of a threat. But yeah, Sableye KO all 3 of those is like okay. But if Kaiwin just establishes an Ogerpon to be able to return knockout, then you just kind of lose. So we'll see how much Kaiwin can establish here. Did discard the Iono there, so I assume the research is going to get played. Recovering energy here. Is opting for a fire, so does have the option to attack with Drago in the future. And then we will go into that research. And on top of the research, we also have that Pheasantipity draw to work with as well. And yeah, there we go. Research. Draw a fresh 7. All right, we have the attachment for turn. We have potential double Ogerpon. There's also a Nest Ball to work with. I don't even know if there's anything worth getting here. Oh, is that a Vessel, actually? Might have been a Vessel. Oh, maybe it was a Nest Ball. Okay. Ogerpon number 1. Ogerpon number 2. Pheasantipity for 3. Drago found. Oh my gosh, we almost got the attack with the Drago as well. Wait, did we get double E-switch? No, we only got 1 E-switch. Okay, we weren't that close. As Hoot Hoot, but I don't know if you want to put that extra 1 prize Pokemon in play here as Kaiwin. I think you probably don't. I think some kind of Roxanne play next turn from Jack is probably going to have to be the play. I doubt Jack plays Counter Catcher here, or plays Counter Catcher in general. So you couldn't go like Counter Catcher Drago, Sableye around with Roxanne or something like that and not take a knockout and set up for like a bigger late game turn. So I don't think that's possible here. He's going to go ahead and play an E-switch. Is he going to go to the Drago? It is. The other option would have been to put it on the Ogerpon. And then boom, there we go. Moon's dead. Kai went down to 1 prize card. Roxanne has been active and can still be utilized here. I don't think we can leave Kaiwin with this hand. So I think Roxanne has to be found this turn from Jack, or you will just lose this game. And then on top of that, I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess Jack, if Jack had like Ursaluna boss KO Pheasantipity, I guess that would be okay. That would seem like an okay play. Okay. Chorus. That means there's no Roxanne, so I think the game's over. I think the game is over. I think Kaiwin probably just has game in hand next turn. There's Prime Catcher. It's going to be hard to whiff. Pretty big hand. You have Prime. You have an Energy. Super Rod. I'm not sure if there's a draw supporter. No, there's a research. Yeah, I think it's game. Yeah, I don't think it's winnable here for Jack. Is eyeing up this Sableye play here, but I can even get to the. You have a Mirage Gate, I guess that can get you to the bench. Mirage Gate might have to be our out to the bench here. You should definitely comfy first though, just to see what we get. Yeah, Jack needed to play for some kind of boss trap player or like Roxanne player or something. This play is just never good enough. Goes with just a lightning on the active. Yeah, we definitely should just like comfy first there. And then just like, because we can save the Mirage Gate, we probably want to. Well, actually, I don't even know if that's true. We have no bench space here as Jack. So the attackers we're going to have to win with are the attackers on board here at this point for Jack. Now we're going to the comfy. Nest Ball and Gate. I mean, it's got to be take on the Gate. You can't even bench any other Pokemon at this point. Gate, retreat, and here comes the Sableye attack. So you can... I feel like you got to knock out the Kyurem, because otherwise Kyurem just goes attach, you lose. You don't have to knock out the bench Ogerpon necessarily, but if you want prize cards, you could. It's not needed. But yeah, there's no way... There's actually no way for Jack to win next turn. Jack can't even win next turn. Kaiwin has 2 turns to figure this out, but is probably just going to go ahead and win on this turn. We'll see. Oh, there's game, yeah.